Hi everybody, my name is Solaris with Solaris Fairy Astrology and Tarot. Welcome to your reading today, where it's a pick a card reading to help you figure out what will your person realize about you in the future. So pick between pile 1, 2, and 3. You can pause the video if you need more time to decide, and then go to the description box and find the timestamps. Click on your pile and I will see you at your reading. Bye! Hi Pile 1, welcome to your video today where we are focusing on what will your person realize about you in the future. So they might start to feel this way now, they might be in the beginning of realizing this, or they may not even know that they're about to experience this situation. So this is going to be really juicy and really interesting because we always want our person to have epiphanies about us, to have realizations, and I am pretty curious to know what your person is going to realize about you, and I'm sure you are too. That's why you're here. So I'm excited to look into it. You guys have picked the Twin Flame Journey Tarot, which is a very cool deck. I really love this. So it has extra words and meanings on it, which further enhance the tarot cards, which I love. I have picked a crystal for you. This is a thunder egg. It is very cool. So I feel when I was picking this crystal that your person is going to have an epiphany like a bolt of lightning and thunder. So it might just kind of hit them from out of the blue, which is very unexpected and very cool. So I'm going to put this thunder egg right in frame for you so you can see it. I absolutely love it. And I'm going to shuffle your tarot cards. I filmed the intro when I was in Palm Springs, so I was very inspired by the Airbnb there and all the cute little fake succulents and the real succulents that I added as well. So it was super cute, and I love the Buddha, so I was thinking, come enjoy my video and see all the cuteness there. So, all right, first I'm going to see a little bit about like maybe what they've realized already. And then we're going to go into a Celtic cross spread and see a little more. So I'm going to do 5 cards to see what have they already realized. To see like what have they been going through in regards to you in this connection. And I will do reversals. If it's a reversed card, it's going to be that they have only started realizing this a little bit. If it's an upright card, it's going to be that they have realized this completely already. Okay, so all right, so 10 of Swords. For you guys watching this pile, you guys have broken up probably or are in separation with your person, because it seems like with the 10 of Swords, your person realized that the ending between the two of you was extremely painful. Like, you can see that there are skulls in this card, and this tarot card deck isn't even really like a gruesome deck. But what's interesting with this painful ending is it seems like your person felt like a part of them maybe even died when you guys ended things or broke up or went out of each other's lives. The ending was so painful for them. I think that there was a part of them that with such a deep grief that part of them didn't know, like, how are they going to move forward or move on? Like, how are they going to recover from this? And I'm so sorry to like start this video out with such an intense thing. So this is also a good way for you to be able to kind of verify if this is your pile. Like if you and your person are still together and you're doing well, this might not be your pile. You might want to pick pile 2 or 3 or even another one of my videos. But I would say that this is for people in separation, this pile. This is for people where you guys have had an ending that maybe you've been curious about, like, did it even affect my person at all? Like, were they even sad at all? Was I the only one suffering? But this card to me tells me not only have they been deeply suffering about this ending, but they have been like probably having a hard time. Like, I feel like they might be in a state of depression. And so if you've been wondering if you're the only one feeling this pain, if you have been, they definitely are. And if you've been feeling okay, but curious if you've affected them, then they're feeling even worse than you. So they have fully realized the value of you and the pain from this ending. And unfortunately, I feel like they have realized the value of you on an even deeper level because of this ending. So they have fully realized this. They've also fully realized this card, the Seven of Cups, fantasy and temptation. So they see you as the ultimate sexy temptress. They see you as the ultimate allure. I see that they see you as the ultimate temptation. They realized fully how tempting you are, how magnetic you are, how drawn in to you they get when you are around, and even sometimes when you're not around and they want to contact you. They realize the fantasy and how much they fantasize about you. And additionally, and this part might be a little hard, but they realize how much they haven't been able to commit to you, or how much they hadn't committed to this connection. So they fully realized, like, if they've been 1 foot in, 1 foot out in the past, and maybe then even that's why you might have ended it, or you might have ended it, or, you know, even if you mutually ended it or they ended it, you know, they fully realized either that they weren't able to commit, or they didn't commit, or they couldn't commit to this connection. So they fully realized that they weren't able, or they weren't able to be fully present with you. They weren't able to be there. Now, these two cards are in reverse. So this is what they've started to begin to realize already, but they're at the beginning stages of realizing. So I'm going to show you the card upright, and then I'm going to reverse it. So I get the Seven of Pentacles and independence. So they have only begun to realize how independent you are. So they might have felt like you were codependent with them or clingy with them. They might have felt like you needed them and that they were like indispensable. They might have thought that, you know, they might have even have taken you for granted. And they might have been like, oh, well, pile one will always be here. They're never going to actually fully leave. So this independence card in reverse is dependence. So they also might be starting to realize just how dependent on you they actually are, how emotionally tied to you they are, how much they actually need you in their life. But they've only scratched the surface of this. They have only begun to experience the reality of this realization. So I have a feeling that in this video, they're going to realize just exactly how much more they need you. King of Pentacles, stable. So this is another card that is in reverse. So I would say with this card, and it's interesting how you see how this man in the card is holding this very defenseless little baby in his arms and his hands. Well, when you reverse it, what happens to the baby? Like you drop it. I think they realized how careless they were with you, how maybe fragile your heart was or is. And I think they realized how much they weren't able to really cradle you or like hold you up. They realized how much they maybe dropped the ball. And again, they scratch the surface of this. They have not realized this fully. They've only begun to realize maybe how fragile your heart was, or maybe how much they've dropped the ball. There's maybe an accountability piece that maybe needs to start to come into their awareness that has started coming, but maybe not fully. With this also, they might be just starting to realize maybe how not stable they were, how much they weren't really able to be a provider or provide to you the stability and security emotionally or maybe even physically that you needed or deserved to have. So this is something where they've just begun to realize this, but they have started to realize this a bit, which is good. So this is something that most likely they've needed to realize and they hadn't, and now they're starting to. Now this card is upright. For their final card of what they have already realized, I get the Seven of Wands, defense mechanism. They realize how defensive they have been. They realize maybe even like the defense mechanisms that have separated the two of you, and they have fully realized this. So they know that they're in resistance to this connection. They knew that they were pushing it away, pushing you away. They've realized that they were absolutely like in maybe even denial of, you know, their defense mechanisms, but now they realize just how much they've like maybe sabotaged this connection. So they have fully realized this. So I love that. So what they've fully realized, as a recap, is how painful it was to lose you, how much of a temptation you are, and how much they fantasize about you, and how much they're not able to or weren't able to commit to you, and how much their defense mechanisms or their defensive-ness has pushed you away and probably even contributed to the ending of your connection. And this pile would be for people in separation. So I am going to put these cards back in the deck and reshuffle because I want to see if they come out again and in what positions they might come out, because I think that's really interesting. So I'm going to do I said Celtic cross spread earlier. I meant relationship spread. I'm going to do your relationship spread today, but I'm going to do it a little bit different. I might even layer other cards. Maybe I will. I'm going to see what happens. This is always a crapshoot. Pile 1 is always a guinea pig. But it's cool because, you know, really profound things come out. So I'm not going to do reverse. Well, actually, I will. I will. I'll do reversals. So this is your side. This is going to be how you're experiencing the connection. Maybe even what you even yourself have realized about this person and you and your connection together. So that is good on your side. I'm going to do their side, and their side's going to be more layered than yours. Yours is going to be more simplistic because we want to know about them in depth. So this is what they are currently realizing about you. So not what they've already realized, but what they are currently realizing, and what they have realized about you more in depth in the past, or maybe even additional pieces of what they have already realized. And again, if it's upright, they've fully realized it. If it's in reverse, they're just starting to. And that will apply for this as well. We're going to do 3 cards for the future. What will they realize in the future? And that's going to start to segue into the main part of this reading for you. And then a card in regards to like what they will realize about you beyond 3 months' time. Okay, so for your side, we have these 2 cards upright because it faces you, and this card in reverse. So for you, how you're experiencing this connection, Knight of Cups, romantic gesture, and this is upright. You are experiencing this person as you probably like someone you're deeply in love with, somebody that could even be like a dream lover for you, somebody that's like an ideal lover for you, somebody where you experienced them before as somebody that was like super romantic, super poetic, is so sensitive to you. The Knight of Cups could be Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer energy as well. And it represents the sweetness you guys shared together, the quality time that you guys spent together. If you guys drank tea or coffee together, those moments, time periods where you would kiss and make out and your like time stopped, like that kind of thing. The energy of the 2 of you together, which was very, very beautiful, and the togetherness you guys shared. And I get Justice, which this card as well is upright. So I get Soul Contract. You have realized that you and your person shared a soul contract, that you guys were meant to meet, that you guys had a life purpose together that was strong, and that there is a very strong bond between the 2 of you on a deeper level than emotional, that it goes even spiritual, that you guys had a purpose together and it was very profound. And that you, at some point, probably had a deep commitment with them, at least in your own heart. Reversed. This really hurt your self-esteem and your confidence. So I get the Page of Fire, which normally when it's upright, you see how happy this woman is here. She's happy, she's celebrating. The Princess of Wands or Princess of Fire is somebody confident normally. The fireworks, it's like she feels there's a celebration. And even on the card, it says excitement and curiosity. So giving you like a love for life and an excitement and a creativity. And, you know, usually the Page of Wands is very confident about their looks and their appearance. But when it is in reverse, it's like there's an insecurity that's deep there. Maybe this person illuminated to you your insecurities. Maybe they made you feel like your confidence was really like shattered and it really messed with your head. Or maybe you were even feeling very insecure about their feelings for you, or you felt anxiety or unsure or not understanding like why they were doing what they were doing and why would they do that to you, that kind of thing. Maybe you felt very confused as to like why this connection would end when there was so much love and romance and even commitment and like a soul path together and a life purpose with you. So that would have been very like bewildering, I would say. Now, and especially this is more like verification for you if this is your pile. All right. And again, if this does not feel like you might want to pick pile 2 or 3. All right. So your person, this card is upright, this card is in reverse, this card is upright. So these 2 cards are what they have fully realizing currently about you. So this is what's maybe easy for them to understand, or what's like hitting them very clearly and not like confused. And it seems like they are currently realizing this to like the full extent. 6 of Cups, memories and reunion. They are fully realizing how much they would like to get back together with you. They are fully realizing currently just how much you affect them. Their nostalgia, they're very much in nostalgia for you right now, and they are realizing it. They are realizing how much they think about your memories and how much of a soulmate love they feel like the both of you share. This is very strong. If there was music in this connection, they are thinking about songs you guys shared together, maybe like your song together. They are very much thinking about how much they would like to reconnect with you and reunite with you and reach out to you, even in this current moment. I get the Six of Swords, tranquility ahead. They are realizing just how much they would like for the two of you to have peace, how much they would like for you guys to move forward together. Now, this is a picture of the south of France where there's a lavender field by the Abbey, which is a iconic landmark in the south of France. And so they might be realizing with lavender how much they would like to have peace with you, or lavender might even be an important symbol in this connection. What's interesting is the Six of Swords is usually either moving on from a connection or moving forward with a partner as a team where you guys can move out of difficult times into calmer waters. So I would say in this particular case that they would like to move forward with you and reunite, since it pairs with the reunion and how much they are realizing this and how much they would like to have tranquility and peace with you as you guys move forward. And with roses and with lavender, I feel like flowers could be very important to the two of you in this connection, and maybe even those particular flowers. So they might even be thinking about maybe they need to reunite with you with flowers or with some kind of tangible apology. Now, in what they've just started realizing in this current moment is Emperor, divine masculine in reverse. So normally the Emperor is somebody that knows what they want, they go after it, and they take action, and they're very sure and they're very definitive with their actions. They are not wishy-washy or indecisive. They're clear and they absolutely take action in a very, like, I don't want to say forceful way, but like, yes. And like in a very like defined, very assertive, very, productive way. They take action and they don't hesitate because they're like, sure. But with this card in reverse, they're just starting to realize that they are not in their evolved divine masculine, or they're not in their upright energy, that their masculine energy is distorted, that they are not able to take action on you, or they're just realizing just how much they have not been decisive or clear, just how much they have not been able to, or they might even be feeling like, I want to reunite with pile one, but I just can't take action on it right now. They might feel trapped or restricted in some way. They might still feel like they just don't have the clarity of like how to execute it, how to make it happen, how to reconnect with you, how to step forward, how to be able to take that next step or take that leap. And I would say the divine masculine, the Emperor, isn't even like the Fool where like they leap off the cliff taking a leap of faith. This is more like they take strong, sturdy strides forward, being like, I know where I'm going, and I have I am purposeful with my action, and I am intentional with my choices. And this person doesn't feel in that way. They also might not be feeling confident. Where your Page of Wands, your Princess of Fire is in reverse, their Emperor is in reverse. So they also might feel like their fire is a little dampened right now, or they may feel like they don't have the confidence to be able to carry this plan out. And they might just be beginning to start to realize that. And so what's good is the beginning stage of realizing that means that they can start to take changes. I remember in school, they said Carl Jung always said that we operate in our subconscious mind most of the time. But when we bring a subconscious truth to light, to our awareness, when we have this awareness, then we're able to turn it around and we're able to make choices. And they even say in therapy that once you kind of highlight something for someone, you don't even have to like help them make those changes. Usually people will actually self-correct on their own once they have this enlightenment and this awareness. But what's hard in romantic relationship is when we get defensive. Somebody could be pointing things out till they're blue in the face all day long. And if the person is either like stubborn or rigid or not wanting to hear it or has bad feelings about that person, like if we're in a bad mood or if we're in a fight, we're not going to be open and receptive to hearing that truth. We will dismiss the truth and it will like miss the mark, and then we won't be able to change or have that awareness to self-correct. And so it seems like your person is very much beginning at this moment to start to have a little bit of an awareness so that they can begin to start correct down the road. So I would say that you may not see action from this person right now, but I would say that as they start to be able to have this sink in more and more, you might start to see more definitive action from them, especially because they've already been harping a lot on like their nostalgic memory for you. So they're probably like wallowing in their self-pity party about how sad it is, and how much they miss you and the longing for you, but they haven't been like, oh, I can fix it though, actually, so they haven't quite connected the dots to get there. But I feel like they're on their way. I feel like they are in the beginning stages of it. So that's promising, at least, that they've started to at least have that awareness. And they've started to probably have like inklings of this which starts to plant seeds. And they always say in therapy, like once as a therapist, like you can plant a little seed, it can start to grow over time, even if you need to keep like reinforcing it or like watering it or like repeating it, you know, to the person. So like it will start to, you know, get their gears turning, which is good. So in the past, what your person has realized even more in depth, this is completely upright for you, and this one is reversed. So they started realizing this in the past, but they still need more work. But what they have completely realized is Four of Swords, healing and recovery. They have completely realized that they need to heal their heart. So that ending that we got in the beginning was super painful for them. So they absolutely realized that they needed to take action, take time away and space to have non-action to heal themselves and recover. Your person might physically be in recovery. If they have problems with addiction, for instance, or if they had any physical problems, they might be recovering in the physical way for their body. Their body might need a lot of repair, or it might just be emotional recovery or healing. But it does seem like your person has fully realized, like, wow, I'm a mess. I need to heal myself. So they definitely realized they needed to heal, and maybe they started that healing journey, which is good. Because I do feel like with this card, they have fully realized they need to heal. Whether they've started the healing or not, we can see, but I would say they probably have started at least healing this journey. What they also have, again, fully realized is the Four of Wands, foundation, and commitment, that they realized they would like to heal the foundation and heal the commitment with you. So if there were ruptures to your foundation with each other, like say you guys have a history together and you had a relationship which was strong, or even a friendship that was strong, and then there was something that came along and disrupted the relationship, that would kind of rupture the foundation of your bond and of your trust with each other. So they've realized they need to heal the foundation. They also have realized they need to heal the commitment or heal the togetherness of the two of you, especially because they've also are fully realizing in this moment just how much they want a reconciliation with you. So they want to reconcile and they want to heal the foundation and the commitment of this. You know, they really want the house the two of you guys have to be like firm and standing strong. And that's beautiful. Also, I also feel like, and this is not a Disney deck at all, and I have not seen the movie Up, but when I see this house with all these balloons up top, this really reminds me of the movie Up. This might be a message for some of you watching, but I would say in this particular card, they also, I know the movie Up from the trailer, is about a man that grows old with a woman and then she eventually passes. And I feel like in this case, it's like they feel like they've realized in the past that they really do want to grow old with you. And they would like to be able to spend the rest of their life with you, or they want a lifelong commitment with you, or a lifelong relationship, or you know, even a marriage for some of you watching, that they want to be able to have this like togetherness for the rest of your lives. They probably feel like that this was like a forever relationship, and maybe that was also why it was so painful when it fell apart or when it ended. Now what they have just started to realize, but they have, you know, need more work. And I feel like what happened is they probably knew this before, and then you guys came along and there was that like that kind of like, you know, hit them sideways when you guys ended. Is I get the 10 of Cups, unconditional contentment and joy. So, because you guys got it in reverse, they've just started to realize this. But what I feel like this is I think that they feel that, you know, when they're with you, they felt so much happiness. They felt like complete soul fulfillment, and it was like so ecstatic and euphoric for them to be with you. But with the breakup in the past, I feel like it turned it around, and I feel like that then they started feeling like ultimate grief in regards to you, and maybe there was like a toxic energy, or they thought that there was a toxic energy. So for whatever reason, there was like this ultimate happiness that now got like tainted or colored by this sadness now, or this grief now, or it seems like it's kind of like polluted the happiness that you guys shared together or that they felt with you. So they may not feel, or they might be realizing that, you know, you guys were like really happy together, but they may not be able to hold on to that because now it's also colored with the grief, or it's layered on top of it, like more emotional sadness and stuff like that. So I feel like your person might need to kind of heal their heart to go back to that sense of happiness you guys have, or they might feel like, you know, since you guys ended things, now you guys aren't happy together, and they're realizing, or just beginning to realize again, like how sad they are without you. So there is that, but they haven't realized that fully. All right, now here is what they're going to realize in the future. So we have this card upright. And actually, I'm going to take all three of these cards upright. Well, no, we'll take this one in reverse. See what happens. Okay, so this one is upright. Four of Cups, missed opportunity. They're going to realize how stupid they were for missing this opportunity with you. So that's actually going to start to hit them. So they're really going to start to feel even more as time goes on, just how much, especially if they don't take action or it takes them a bit of time to take action. I would say within the next 3 months, they're going to realize just how much they've missed this huge opportunity with you and how bad that feels. So they're going to start to feel really horrible about it. And they're going to start to feel kind of like lonely. Because I get this card where it's like this person off by themselves at this ocean, like with no one around. Almost kind of like they're like in this desolate kind of like landscape, even though obviously it's a pretty one. Sometimes, it's like they feel lonely because imagine you're in a paradise where you're like at an ocean and you're seeing a sunset and you're like, wow, that's so romantic, but I'm not sharing it with the person I love. And I feel like that's going to be something where your person is going to see maybe something beautiful and be like, oh my God, I wish I could share this with pile one and I can't. Or maybe even for some of you, and I can never, And so I feel like that's going to really affect your person a lot. Now, these two cards are in reverse, but they all are going to realize this, but we're going to take the opposite of what this card means because it's in reverse. So, okay, this is actually very positive. So I get the Nine of Swords. Now, normally with the Nine of Swords card, it says nightmares. So self-sabotaging and nightmares. So what their person is going to realize is they're going to be like, being without pile one is the worst nightmare in the world. I have been sabotaging this connection. I have to stop sabotaging this connection. I missed an opportunity with them and I might never be able to have them again because I sabotaged it and ruined it. I need to stop that. So their defense mechanisms that we saw in the beginning are going to, because they realize that they've been defensive, now they're going to realize that's going to lead to them realizing that they need to stop self-sabotaging this connection because they're going to realize these are all the things that I did to sabotage it. Now I can fix it. So this is a self-awareness where they're going to start to self-correct, which I'm absolutely excited about for you guys. So they're going to absolutely start to self-correct. They're going to start to realize like, oh, wow, I don't want to live a nightmare of a life. I'm so dumb. I need to correct this. I don't want to miss an opportunity. That's like the love of my lifetime. I want to absolutely fix this. So they're going to stop self-sabotaging, which is amazing. And the Tower is in reverse. Oh my gosh, divine intervention. So they're going to, okay, so here's the thing. You guys might have different spiritual beliefs because I don't know if they believe in divine intervention. This is in reverse. So they may feel like, you know what? I don't think the universe or God put us together, but I know I love you and I know that I've been messing this up and I'm going to stop it. And here are the ways I'm going to stop it. I did these things before, I'm not going to do them. Or like, you wanted me to do these things, you've got them. Here they are. And so that's what's so beautiful. So I think that your person is not going to believe that you guys are spiritually meant to be. I think you believe because you have the soul contract. Like, you believe you guys are meant to be, especially because we get the knight and the princess together. So you believe that the two of you are like destined. Your person's not going to believe that. They're probably never going to come to that realization, or at least not in 3 months, because, and maybe down the road, they're like, you know what, you were right, honey, 50 years later, like, we are meant to be. Clearly we were, but I do feel like your person's going to be like, I don't feel like we're spiritually meant to be, but I want to be here. And I feel like this is something we can build together and I love you, like that kind of thing. So I feel like in the next 3 months, your person is going to realize that you guys can build this connection together. And that this is, and also what I'm also getting too, is I feel like your person might not feel like you guys are destined, but your person might feel like free will. And I feel like your person might be like, you know what, maybe I was destined to be with somebody else, or I don't know if I'm destined to be with anyone, but I choose this. It's like they're going to exert their free will or realize that they want to. And that's really incredible. I do feel like that your person will take action on it because I love how they're stopping the self-sabotaging, which is huge. Now, beyond the 3 month mark, and this is upright for you guys, which is great. I take upright as it faces you, upright. Oh my God, you guys, look at the lovers. This is beautiful. And it says twin flame connection. So maybe beyond 3 months time, your person will realize you guys are spiritually divinely meant to be. Because your person might even, in beyond 3 months' time, change their spiritual beliefs, or expand their mind with their spiritual beliefs and allow the possibility to be like, all right, you know what? Yeah, we are twin flames, or yeah, we are soulmates, or yeah, you know what? I do feel like there must be something spiritual in this connection, because why would we feel this way or do these things? So your person will start to come around to that spirituality, and I feel like they're going to adopt more of your own spiritualities into theirs, because what happens sometimes is, like, when we're around somebody, we do start to integrate their qualities into us, which is beautiful. So I love this, and they're going to obviously just realize how much they love you. So I feel like they've realized that though already, but in case there's still a piece of that left that they need to realize, they absolutely will, and they will fully realize it because it's upright, which is amazing. So your person is not like super slow. Maybe they've been super slow, but they are getting, that period of time is ending. And it seems like that they now they're going to start to like speed up, which is amazing. All right, so we're going to clear this away. I have other oracle decks now. We're going to see again, what will they realize in the future about you and about this connection. So, yay guys. This is lovely. This is so lovely. All right, so I have all these decks kind of set aside to the side. We're going to shuffle them and see what is your person going to realize. Now, I want to say like in their own words, but I would say that these are written in an interesting way. I don't know if your person would phrase things in this exact way, but this is basically a summary or the meaning of what it is. So we'll do one more. All right. Because for instance, I don't think your person is going to say, using divination methods to acquire information. That seems a little too textbook, but I do feel like your person will start to realize that they want to understand the depths of this connection more. And I do feel like your person is going to realize that they want to understand more spiritualities and spiritual truths to understand what this connection is. So I do feel like your person's going to realize that they're going to want to get more information maybe about how to have a healthy relationship. So that's cool. Also, your person is going to realize that they have had trouble confronting their negative qualities. And they're going to realize, like, you know what, I think I've been in denial. I think I need to work on myself. So I think your person's going to start to realize, like, they need to start doing better. They want to be a better person. And I feel like your person is going to start to realize that. Observing your social media to find information about you. So I think that your person is going to realize just how much they secretly check up on you. And what does that mean then? If you're looking at their social media all the time, what does that mean then? So I feel like they're going to start to realize, like, because I do this, it means that, so they're going to start to realize just, that it means obviously they can't get you off their mind, that they want to know how you are and check up on you, that they need to know how you're doing, that they need to know information about your life to see if they still have a chance with you, all sorts of stuff like that. So that is good. And I get the intensity of our connection can be daunting, but also a blessing. So I also feel like that your person is going to realize that your connection is very intense, but that it's beautiful. And even if that's scary, the fact that they feel so much for you is actually a blessing and not a negative. Some people realize or feel that, so some people have core beliefs that make them think like, wow, you know what, like, I feel a lot of feelings for this person, better run away, but your person's going to realize, like, actually, no, like, I feel these feelings because it's beautiful, not I feel these feelings and I shouldn't be feeling them, that kind of thing. And if you are in third parties, this is a special message for people who are in third party situations. And if you're not in a third party, don't worry. But I feel like you guys are both single. So, or at least you are. But I know I'm with a karmic partner. So your person is going to realize if they are dating somebody that they don't want to be there, or that person doesn't hold a candle to you, or that they are with maybe somewhere they don't want to be. So it seems like, or maybe they feel like they have karma there, or they have obligation there, or responsibility there, but they have the love with you, especially because the Lover's card comes up in that final tarot card position for you guys. So I feel like they feel that for you though. So there is that. All right. So now we are going to look at twin flame light side, shadow side messages. So what will your person realize in the future in regards to you and in regards to themselves regarding you? Let's see. we have 1, 2, 3. Actually, I have 5. That's a lot. So they're going to start to, where it says they have trouble experiencing their shadow side or understanding that, we got 4 shadow messages. So they're going to start to understand their shadow side. They're going to start to understand their flaws and the qualities about themselves that they don't love. So I don't know if they're going to start to accept that part of themselves. It might be painful for them to experience this, but I do feel like that they are going to realize it. So they might need a hug. All right. This is so beautiful. Oh my God. Okay, you guys. So where we were saying, or I was channeling that they want to be a better person and they had that awareness, this is amazing. And how they were feeling like maybe you guys aren't good together, or there's sadness there, or it's tainted now, or whichever. As they're healing their heart and as they're having these realizations and they're taking more action towards you, or having these, at least these epiphanies, even if they haven't been able to take the action yet, what I'm getting is, look at this. It says, light, I am becoming a better person because of you. So if they thought that you were like a sexy temptress and that's not good, or I am a bad person when I'm around pile 1 because I'm so tempted and I do these, these choices, I self-sabotage and all this, they're going to realize that, like, and feel that they are a better person because of you. And so they're going to realize, like, you are not the detriment that brings them down in life. You are the person that makes them better and lifts them up. And that is, like, huge. Because I do feel like, for whatever reason, they don't blame you, but I feel like that there's a part of them that kind of doesn't credit you for the beauty and the goodness that you are. Like, I feel like that there's a little bit of distortion that your person has experienced in regards to you. And so I feel like they're going to start to now have the realization, like, wow, no, pile 1 is right, or pile 1, everything they've said, like, yes, has merit and its value. And they're going to start to realize that they're a better person because of you. And that is amazing, because these are all the shadows now that are going to be painful for them to realize. Yeah, literally. Being apart has changed my life. So they're going to realize just how devastated they have been without you, and how much they did not like that you weren't in their life, and how sad they were that they couldn't be together, and basically the painful ending. They're going to realize even more how painful it was to be without you. Probably, like, when you're finally, like, you release the breath that you've been holding, you're like, wow, actually I was holding my breath for a while. Like, there's a realization that comes from, oh wow, I feel so much lighter. Wow, I was really, really stressed. Like that kind of thing. So they're going to have that realization that, like, yeah, that even deeper, like, oh my gosh, I'm so much happier now. Because I feel like when you guys get back together, or a heal or whichever, that they're going to start to be like, oh my God, now I'm happy. And I realize how much I was suffering now, in contrast, because of how happy I am now, or how relieved I am now, or wow, or maybe they even cry out of like, oh my goodness, like out of just release of that. I put up walls around me. They're going to realize just how so the defense mechanisms, how defensive they've been. So they're going to fully realize that, and realize that in even a deeper level. So this is amazing. So they've already realized how painful the ending was. They're going to realize that even more. They're going to continue to realize it, but even in like a deeper way. And they're going to realize, even in a deeper way, the defense mechanisms that they've been using, the defensiveness, and how much they put walls up around them. They're going to realize how guarded they've been, or how much they've had to push you away, or they felt like they've had to push you away. I'm secretly heartbroken. Yeah, they're going to just realize how heartbroken they are. They're going to realize how freaking sad they are. And it's so interesting, because we got that. And it's almost kind of like they're a little late to the party, where you may realize all this, or like they've started to realize all this, but they're just gonna like not gonna be able to, like, maybe it's like they've had these realizations and they've pushed them away, or they put them on the back burner or something, or like, this is inconvenient, I can't think about that right now. But this is gonna be like, it's gonna come so loud that they're not gonna be able to like shut it out. And then I should have been honest about my feelings. They're going to realize how they should have been honest with you about how they felt. And this is very powerful. So they're going to realize just like how honest, that they should have been honest. And again, probably because they're like, oh my gosh, I missed the opportunity. I should have told pile 1 how I felt, all that stuff. And they should have been honest about their feelings. And maybe they should have been honest about how they were feeling before the relationship ended, before it got spiraled out of control, or what feelings they were feeling that was causing them to self-sabotage so much, that kind of thing. maybe if they voice their fears with you, or their shame or their anger or their sadness with you, that, you know, you guys could have worked together as a team to turn it around, or, you know, or make some different choices. So it's interesting, all the things that they are going to realize with you in the future. How are they going to realize that they feel? What emotions are they going to feel in the future that will give them important information? Okay, so they're going to realize, the ones that are face up. One, they're going to realize that they are sorry. Interesting, again, we get more red roses, maybe even pink roses. So they're going to realize just how much they want your forgiveness, and they're going to apologize to you. I feel like they're going to feel so sorry. So they're probably going to start to feel either guilty or maybe even some shame. They're going to realize that they want your forgiveness. They're going to realize that they need to apologize. I get integrity. I'm trying to do the right thing. Right. And they're a better person because of you. So they're going to realize how much they want to do the right thing and have integrity. And it's interesting, in the beginning, you guys got the justice with the scales of justice. Lady Justice had the scales on your side, and now they're realizing this as well. So that's also the soul contract card. So they might realize, and again, we got that their spirituality is going to deepen or increase or be more open-minded as time goes on. And so they're going to realize also, like, that there is a soul contract between the two of you. And so they're going to start to feel like, wow, meeting pile one was not by chance, and there's a purpose here. And while I am choosing to be with them, I also now feel like maybe there really is some divine intervention, or maybe there really is a soul purpose or a soul contract that, like, we have together. And so, yeah, so they're really realizing how much they want to live in integrity, and they want to do the right thing, and they want to be a better person, and that you help them do it. They're going to realize, wow, actually pile one helps me do it. And they're going to realize how they are loyal to you and forever yours. They're going to realize how much they are, like, always going to love you, and how much they're always going to be yours in their heart. And so they're going to realize that. And they're also going to realize, like, how loyal you have been to them, actually. If they have felt like you've been disloyal, or if they've been questioning your loyalty, or doubting, like, I don't know if pile one really loves me, or I don't really know, maybe pile one was with somebody else, you know, like, their paranoias or their worries or their doubts, they're going to realize, like, no, actually, like, pile one was a real one. They were a ride or die. Like, they were really loyal to me, actually, and maybe in times where nobody else was loyal to me. And they're going to realize just how much they would like to co-create with you. I get build. I would like to work together to have stability. And you saw how in the beginning of the tarot, we got the King of Pentacles, stable, in reverse. This one, now they're going to realize they do want to be King of Pentacles upright. They do want to work together to build stability. And this is amazing. So I love this for you guys. This is incredible. That is so, so good. All right, I have 2 more decks for you. So I'd love to take this time, if we can, before we get to the 2 final decks of messages of what will they realize. If you guys could take this time now to like the video and to leave a comment on it, even if it's just an emoji or something, because that will really help me, and it helps the channel, and it will help the algorithm. And when it boosts the algorithm, then I'm able to make more content for you guys, and it's really helpful. So that would really help me out in the channel. So I appreciate it in advance. And also, if you guys have not subscribed, I would love for you guys to subscribe, because then you can get notifications of whenever I release new videos, and you won't miss anything. And we can know all about your love life and help you channel. If you guys have special requests of videos you would like for me to make for you, please feel free to leave that in the comments section. And if you guys would like a personal reading from me, you guys can go to my website, fairyastrology.com, or you can look in the description box, which has all my details in it, and you can book a reading with me, and I would be happy to help you out. And if you want to share my video, feel free. You don't have to, but it's okay. And also, when the ads play, if you would watch like just 30 seconds of them, and then you can skip ahead, because that helps me. All right, and then you can do something else in that 30 seconds. All right, so now we're going to go to Untold Truths of the Heart Oracle. Thank you for listening to me, and thank you for helping me. Okay, so this is what they will realize about you in the future. Excellent. Okay, yes, exactly. So what they will realize in the future in regards to you, they are going to realize just how exhausted they were. So I think for some of you, your person has been very physically tired or very physically drained, especially because painful endings and depression can make people very, very tired. And I do feel like your person was feeling a lot of depression about the painful ending you guys had. So this says long journey, depletion, and fatigue. It seems like your person will realize in the future just how drained they were and just how maybe not like equipped they were to be able to connect with you when they were feeling so deeply depressed. And I feel like your person is going to realize just how like exhausted they were on like a soul level. Your person's also going to start to realize in the future clashing, differences, incompatibility, and conflict. They're going to realize just the problem areas that you guys have had in the past so that they are going to be able to make better choices. So they're going to stop self-sabotaging. They're going to realize that maybe they started fights when they were sabotaging the connection because they were afraid of closeness, or they were afraid of loss, or they were afraid of, enter the blank here. But those are pretty big ones. And they're going to start to realize that maybe you guys can work out some of these incompatibilities so that you guys can be more harmonious together, because they value you in the connection and they're going to want it to work together to build the stability. So they're going to start to realize like, okay, well, what can we do to navigate these challenges? How can we make choices to maybe overcome some incompatibilities? And how can we work through conflict in a way that's not toxic? I get running, ghosting, disappearing, invisible. They are going to start to realize that if they have ghosted you, for some of you, when you're in separation, if you guys are in a no contact right now, they're going to realize a lot in this separation while they've ghosted, or while they're in separation or in no contact with you. But they're also going to start to realize maybe why they ghosted, because I get that with the running, they're going to realize, wow, I was running away. They might realize, or any like epiphanies in regards to cowardice, or any sorts of, really realizing that they were running because they were just so tired. They just could not hold anything else. They didn't have a capacity to be able to like endure anything else, that kind of thing. And they were realizing that they were running because they didn't want a conflict or a fight with you. They didn't want you guys to clash, and that they were trying to avoid conflict. So they were being conflict avoidant, maybe people pleasing and negating their own needs. And then it just became too much for them. And then I get receptive, open heart, softness, and vulnerability. They're going to realize that they need to be vulnerable with you. They're going to finally realize this, and they're going to realize that they need to be soft with you and open and receptive, and that they've been defensive and pushing you away and sabotaging, and they're going to realize that they need to become receptive to your love. So that is really powerful, you guys. That is amazing that they have that realization in the future. That's like incredible. And then finally, the last deck, I get Hidden Truth Oracle. What your person will realize in the future. Yes. Yep. And one more maybe? What else will pile one's person finally realize? Or final message for pile one. Is there anything else they will realize? One more. Yes. Literally that. I could not let you get close to me. They will realize how much they were pushing you away, how afraid of closeness they were, how afraid they were to let you in. They are going to realize that they just were the ones that were closed off and pushing you away. They're going to realize that they crossed the line with you, and they're going to realize that if you guys ended things because they did something inappropriate, or they, went too far, or maybe did or said something that was over the line, that they're going to realize how they crossed the line and how that wasn't okay. And then that's where the I'm sorry and the apology comes in. And final message, what they're finally going to realize, I hid who I really am from you. So yes, because they weren't allowing themselves to be vulnerable, they're going to realize how they were hiding their true feelings. They didn't share their feelings with you. They were being very closed off, and they're going to finally realize that they needed to open up to you and didn't, that they pushed you away, that they were conflict avoidant, that they didn't show you what they were really thinking and feeling and what was going on inside of them. And that was a lot of what kind of deteriorated the connection and maybe hurt the foundation of your connection. All right, pile one. Well, I know that was a little heavy of a reading, but I think that the outcome is going to be fantastic for you. I think that there could be a reunion in the cards for you guys, or at least a healing and a repair. So I'm very happy to hear that for you guys. And I do feel like that over the course of the next few months, there's a lot of hope in this connection and a lot of epiphanies your person will be realizing in regards to you. So I'm rooting for you. I'm sending you so much love from my heart, and so many blessings. Thank you so much for joining me in the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys. Hi, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading today, where we are going to see what will your person realize about you, themselves, and the connection in the future. So, this is a very exciting reading. I filmed Pile 1 and it was super juicy. So I feel like this is going to be really, really cool for you guys. All right, so you guys have picked the Hermit Tarot. And this is amazing. And I'm actually, okay, I peeked at this as I'm showing you this. This is important. I am going to put this up to the side because this is actually now has become an indicator card for this reading. So, and I'm not going to tell you what this is yet, but I see it. So anyways, this is the Hermit Tarot cards, which is an amazing oracle deck telling you what they're thinking and feeling. So we're going to use this as a verification way for you to see if this is your pile or not. I also picked a traditional tarot, well, it's a tarot oracle hybrid, to go with it, which I really love. This is called the Yin Yang Oracle, which technically it's a tarot deck, but it also has a lot of other oracle cards mixed in with it as well, which is cool, and has additional meanings, which is really, really insightful. So I love it. It's very helpful. So we're going to start with, I know exactly how I'm going to do this. Okay. I'm going to do it different than Pile 1 because Pile 1 picked a tarot card as their main card deck. So I'm going to use this as a layering clarifier, and we're going to use this as the base. But we're going to use your oracle cards as deeper meanings. Oh, and I will put your beautiful crystal that I chose for you. I have 2 crystals actually I chose for you. Both of them are protection and cleansing crystals. So this is a beautiful polished kyanite. What I love is kyanite is usually very brittle and I hate holding it. I like smooth, soft things. And when things are like smooth, I will use it, like worry stones feel so good. So I like holding smooth crystals, and crystals that are shiny are extra exciting. So what is beautiful about this blue shiny kyanite, it's kind of like selenite, which is also brittle, but then they can have the polished versions. So this is beautiful. Kyanite is an amazing crystal for protection. And it's very good because kyanite is the only crystal that is self-cleansing. So you can hold it and any negative energy or emotions that you feel can go into the crystal and you never have to clean it, which is so fun. So I love that kyanite is self-cleansing. I feel like maybe your person is realizing right now that they need to detox or they need to cleanse their energy. So that is fantastic. I also love this beautiful, and both of these crystals have a sheen to them, which is nice. So I also picked this crystal for you, which is obsidian, which is great. And I believe this is golden sheen. Yes, golden sheen obsidian, which is amazing, which is also a very protective stone. I feel like your person might have some warrior energy because I feel like your person really does want to protect you and keep you safe. So that is beautiful. And I will be putting this protective crystal right now on your indicator card, which is fantastic. What your person has realized about this connection with you. Super beautiful. All right, so I am shuffling the cards and I'm going to do a relationship spread to start. This is a way to tell if this is your pile or not. So if this resonates with you, this is your pile. If not, you might want to pick pile 1 or 3. All right, and with this, I am going to use reversals, and we're going to clarify now with the Hermit Tarot. We're going to clarify 1 card for the past, 1 card for their side, 1 card for the future, and 1 card for the longer term future. Excellent. Okay, so the way we're going to do this is if the cards are in reverse, and I will take reversals, then it's going to be what they've just barely started to realize, or what they're having a hard time realizing, or what they will realize later, but it's not, they haven't gone too deep with it. They just started to see the inkling of it. If it is upright, then it's going to be that they have fully and completely realized this. And that is amazing. So this represents how you're perceiving the connection right now. I didn't put a clarifier on your side because we want to know more about your person, but this is how you're experiencing the connection. This represents their side, what they are realizing in this current moment. So this is current time, present tense. These represent what they've already realized in the past or what they've already started realizing. These 3 cards, well, 4 with the Hermit, are going to be what will your person realize in the future in the next 3 months. And then this card represents what will your person realize beyond a 3-month time, what might take a little longer for them to realize. So this is how you are thinking and feeling about your person. So this card is upright and these 2 cards are in reverse. So how you're experiencing this connection. Masculine energy, you do feel like your person is your divine masculine. And I do see the yang energy, which is great. What this card says is logical, confident, assertive, protective, which we saw with the crystals, wounded, controlling, aggressive, and egoic. So you might experience your person at the moment or have experienced your person with somebody that has an ego, somebody that's very assertive. Some of you, if it's distorted, they might feel aggressive, but I would say for the most part, you might feel like they're assertive, that they're a logical, confident person, that they are very protective over you, and that they might have some wounds or be vulnerable to you, and they might be a little controlling or want to control the dynamics and the direction of this connection. All right, now these 2 cards are in reverse. So cold. Okay, so you do experience, even if your person is cold to the moment, like if they're not talking to you at the moment, or if they're cold at the moment, you experience them normally as warm. So you experience your person's energy towards you normally as very warm, very nurturing. And I'm going to use the opposite of these words since this is in reverse. You notice them as normally they are talkative with you and in contact, that they observe you, but they take action on it, that their feelings are open and that they share their feelings with you normally. Normally, they are not that secretive, and normally they don't block their emotions, and normally they don't mask their feelings. But at the moment, you may not know what they're thinking and feeling because maybe you haven't heard from them in a while. So there is this. And you perceive your person, normally you perceive them not really as having too much excessive freedom. I do get the Aquarius energy with the Uranus here as well. And I get the Mars energy with the masculine energy here. So those are maybe some signs. And then I get also, this is the Fool card normally. And so with this, I'm getting that normally you feel like your person does not jump forward into opportunities so quick, that they might take calculated risks or they might assess the risk before taking action. That they normally are somebody that is not very good though at taking leaps of faith, that they go at things maybe slower, that they're not somebody that's normally like a rebel and not normally somebody that's rebellious against you with needing the freedom. I feel like you actually experience your person as actually having a lot of togetherness with you under normal circumstances. And you might even feel like this is happening now. I do feel like there may be some distance though between you and your person current moment, but we'll see, and we'll see what's going on their side. But I do feel like normally they're not this way, even if maybe at the moment they are. So it might be a little bit of a change of character, or it might be like a temporary situation or a temporary being of them right now. Normally they don't like to make change or make fast change, and normally they like to stay the course. They don't like to veer off course and make strange choices spontaneously. There's somebody that's a little more methodical and they think about things before they take action, normally. That's kind of how you perceive your person. If this feels like your person, feel free to keep watching. If not, you might want to pick another pile, but I would say let's see still a little bit more about what are they realizing at this current moment to see if this is kind of like what you feel like it resonates with you. So, all right, we have 3 cards for what they have fully realized about you and something that they're just beginning to realize, but that they have not fully realized. So they're just beginning to barely realize that you have so many choices and options. So this is in reverse. So they barely are just starting to realize like, wow, you know what, actually, pile 2 has other people they can be with. They have other things in life that they can do that do not revolve around me. So there is this. So yes, your person does realize actually that, or just starting to realize, maybe not the full depth. Maybe they haven't really like seen you go out with other people, but they're just starting to realize you're like, oh, you know what? Actually, pile 2 doesn't have to choose me. And maybe if they have presented with their ego in the past, they might be like, oh, pile 2 will never leave. Oh, pile 2 loves me. Oh, pile 2 is obsessed with me. They're not going to go. So they're just starting to realize, like, actually, they might leave. I get decisions between 2 people or 2 paths contemplating to stay or to go. Your person has already realized that they needed to make a decision about this connection. They've already realized that they need to make a decision if they want to stay in it or if they want to leave it. So your person has already realized which path to take in regards to this connection with you. And they've already realized that there needs to be a decision. Your person already realized that they do have some doubts about this connection, but they also feel like they don't want to be lonely, and that this is the 4 of Cups. It says that if they were to leave you, they would be lonely and their life would be negative. Their life would not be as good as if you were in it. They feel like, or they've realized that actually if they were to leave you, that they would actually be kind of very unhappy, and that they would feel like their life was not as beautiful and that they would have missed an opportunity with you. So they've realized that they don't want this to happen. And I know the secret of this card. So that's also going to come into my interpretation of these cards as well. And I get the inner child with healing. They've also realized that they need to heal their heart and they need to heal their wounds. They might feel like if they've gone through a tough time, that they really need to heal themselves now. I get wounding, coping mechanisms, learned behaviors, and self-discovery. So yeah, so your person is also realizing that they might need to do some healing of their inner child or their childhood. They might need to heal some of their wounds that make them make choices that maybe don't serve them. And that if their childhood and their wounding has interfered with you and this connection, that they realize that they need to heal that. So what they have realized in the past, I would say that this is in reverse from you, in the reverse, in the reverse. Your person has not made too many realizations. I will say they have started making little bits of realizations, but they have not made huge realizations because all of these cards are in reverse. So I want you to choose. They have realized that they don't want you to exert your free will to choose. They want to choose. Your person is a little egoic. I can see that. So your person realizes that they don't want you to have control in this situation. They want to be in charge. They want to be in control. They want to make their choices. They don't want you interfering with their choices, and that they want to make the decisions, which makes sense since they have also are fully realizing in this moment, they want to make the decisions. So your person realizes that they would like to be the one to choose what happens in this connection. And they don't want to be blindsided or hurt or have you make choices that they don't like. So, and you might already realize that, but maybe not to the full extent, because you do get the Uranus freedom in reverse. You might think like, oh, well, they're not somebody that needs to like, you know, kind of make all the choices, where Uranus is about them making choices and not being controlled by others. They probably have more of that quality maybe than you even see or that they show you. So that's interesting. Now all these cards are in reverse. So what they've only begun to start to realize, they've only begun to have a little bit of clarity. So this is a card of clarity. So they've only begun to have a little bit, and for the most of it, they're still confused, or they might feel like in the past they were confused about this connection and they didn't have the clarity. So they started to realize, you know what, I'm confused. I don't have clarity here. So they just started to realize that they weren't sure. They didn't have enough information. And they might feel like you actually have a ton of clarity, because what's interesting is there is like a third eye on the hand of this woman here. So they might realize like you actually have more clarity about this connection than they do. Maybe you are very intuitive and psychic and they know that. And they're like, yeah, you know what? Pile 2 always seems to be sure. They always seem to know, but I never seem to know. So there's a little bit of that. And interesting with heightened intuition and truths and third eye on the card, I also feel like since it's in reverse, your person might feel like, wow, you know what? Like, they realize that they're not listening to their intuition, but they only are beginning to realize that they're not listening to their intuition. And distance. Retreat, time out, blocked emotional or physical distance. Your person also might only begin to have realized in the past that, you know, if you distance yourself from this person, that they might lose you. I feel like your person thinks like, oh, even at a distance, I still am with them. Oh, I haven't ended it yet, so therefore it's not over. And actually, even if pile 2 leaves, I'm still with them and I can still choose them if I want, because I want to be the one to choose. And if I haven't ended it because I'm unsure what to do and what paths to take, then we're still together and we're still going and I can still have what I want, because even if pile 1 has ended it, I haven't ended it. So I might still choose to re-pursue pile 2 if I want to. Sorry if I called you pile 1. And then South Node, comfort zone, resistance, fear of the new, clinging to old ways or situations. So the opposite of the South Node, since it's in reverse, is North Node. So I would say that your person is just started to realize that they need to get out of their comfort zone and pursue their destiny with you. And it seems like your person has only started to begin to realize, like the tiny bit of understanding, that maybe you guys have a life purpose or a destiny together. So that is very interesting in this. I also think that your person feels like they don't fear a new beginning, but I think they kind of do. I think they might be a little bit in denial. And they might think that they don't have resistance to this connection. Yet again, I also kind of think that they do and that maybe they're in denial. So these are very interesting things. Now, in the future, in the next 3 months, what they will realize in the future, hold on, this is upright, reverse, reverse, upright. Okay, so what they will realize easily and effortlessly is, well, this is on brand with who they are. Think before you act. So they're going to realize that they need to think about things before they take action on you within these next 3 months of time. So they might feel like, you know what, I need to really think about it before I take action and before I make my choices of what I want in my life. Again, it's kind of a little self-serving from their side. Like I'm feeling like they need to make choices that they want in their life. And not that they don't take your wants into account, but I feel like their wants are kind of like they prioritize their wants more than your wants. So they are going to be thinking before they take action when it comes to you. And I get, this card is also upright, reflecting shadow work. Okay, so your person is still in alignment with wanting to heal, wanting to work through their shadows. And we have a deck actually where we're going to look into their shadows. But they will, in the next 3 months, really do some self-reflecting, really try to make themselves be a better person, really try to work through their shadows and do the inner work. I feel like this is beautiful. They're really going to realize that they need to soul search and do some deep introspection, that they need to really evolve. This is a Hermit card, and this is interesting where it says void period. So I do feel like your person's going to realize, and I feel like they will follow through on doing the shadow work, and they will start to introspect and really reflect still more on this connection, because a lot of these cards are like in the thinking process. Now, what they will have a hard time realizing or only start to begin to realize in the next 3 months is apology and forgiveness. So they're going to realize only a tiny bit that maybe they need to apologize to you and that maybe they need some forgiveness from you. They might start to, I feel that your person has some guilt that they are repressing. I feel like they are going to start to feel a little bit more guilty as time goes on if they are still continuing to prioritize their wants and needs over yours, and if you guys are in separation in any way. If their actions have contributed to separation, they're going to start to feel a little bit more guilty. They're going to realize that they do want to speak to you, and they do want to speak their heart, but they might realize that only a little bit, and they might repress it and keep pushing it away. I do get that they will want to have an emotional confession to you, but again, they're going to be like maybe putting it off into the future, or be like, yeah, one day I should do this, or yeah, I need to do this eventually, but I don't want to deal with it right now, or right now is not the time, or, that kind of thing. Because I do feel like that this is in reverse. So there is a little bit of that. And I get moon, intuition, subconscious emotions, fear, deceit, things are not as they appear. Okay. So they're also going to start to realize, since this is in reverse, only the beginning phase or beginning stage of listening to their intuition. Because again, in the past, this is a card about clarity because of intuition that they're not really listening to. So they might start to begin to realize this, but only barely, that they still might not really be listening to their intuition because they want to be able to make their own choices. So they're really going to be thinking about things, but maybe it's more of a mental energy than an intuitive energy. So I feel like And again, the moon is still confused. So a lot of these cards in this spread is that your person is having a hard time with their realizations and epiphanies. They're having a very hard time really like getting clarity. I feel like your person may also resist getting epiphanies because they just want to have what they want. Or they might be like, yes, I feel this, but I don't want to feel this. I just want to have what I want. So I feel like there's a little bit of that. Now, your person might begin to, beyond a 3-month time, realize that they need to have a little bit more self-care in their life. And that might help with soothing any emotions that are uncomfortable or challenging to feel. And it's interesting because they might feel like they need to really keep healing themselves, because I'm getting self-care is in reverse. And it says low energy, depleted, cleansing, wanting time alone, recharge and retreat. So what I also like about this is I feel like they don't want time alone. They don't want to recharge. They don't want to retreat from you. They want to push themselves, and they might actually spread themselves too thin just to be with you. So I feel like that might be the case. So instead of like taking some time to themselves and really kind of like nurturing themselves, I feel like they realize that they probably should recharge and do that, but they're going to have a hard time like following through with it or doing it. And then I get the I can't even look at you right now. So they're going to realize they can't look at you. Now, this might be for a couple of reasons. It might be because you guys have cut things off by this point if they've continued to be in their unevolved energy, and that they're not going to be able to look at you. You might actually, if they look at your social media, you might actually even end up blocking them. You might make it where you remove your access to you. And so it's interesting because you might kind of like revoke some of their privileges. Or they might feel like they can't look at you right now because they are, still confused. They might not be able to like see you clearly. They might not be able to accurately perceive you in this situation because they're not perceiving you, they're perceiving themselves. They are not looking at what you need and want and who you are. They're looking at what they want and need and who they are. So they might kind of be having a hard time seeing the reality of the situation. So there is that. But the indicator card, which I will reveal to see if this is your pile, is I do get Ace of Pentacles. So what they are realizing right now, and what they've even fully realized, even without the clarity, even without the healing, even without going into their shadow work, and even without asking for an apology, without apologizing and asking for forgiveness, they want to make you a concrete, tangible offer. Now, I'm not sure that, actually, you know what? Let's look. I'm going to look at the timing of this because I'm curious when they realized, they've realized they need to come forward and give you this tangible offer. They've realized that they want to. They've realized they want to make the choices and choose to offer this. But in the next 3 months, it's think before you act. And so there's still a little bit of taking their time. So I'm curious, in their mind, when do they think that they would be ready to come forward to you and offer you this Ace of Pentacles? Now, this is a general reading and it is timeless. So I would say, see what time frame resonates with you in your body. Okay. So they're realizing, now this is kind of what I'm thinking. So for some of you watching, I would get that if they come forward within these 3 months, even though they're thinking about it and doing reflecting, and it's a little bit more of a non-action, but if they give you a solid offer, I do get that it would be in the spring. So for some of you watching, it would be within a 3-month mark, especially if you're watching this video when I'm releasing it, and I'm releasing this video in March. Now, beginning of March. Now, I would say that, March 21st is the beginning of spring and we have a few months. So I would say that for some of you, they might come forward in the next 3 months. For others of you watching, it might take longer. Now, what is so interesting is I filmed the intro of this video in Palm Springs, and they had a cute Buddha in this Airbnb and it was adorable. So I set it up that way. Now, there is a Buddha on this card. So I would say maybe for more of you, your person would give you a tangible, concrete offer in more than a year. So they might think I am going to come forward for pile 2, but maybe next year I will do it. Or maybe there's something that's ongoing in their life that needs to end before they can come forward. But also I feel like for some of you, they're going to do it anyways. They're going to resist nurturing themselves, taking the time and doing the self-care, and they might actually even kind of be burning themselves out by stretching themselves too thin. And so they'll do that situation that needs to end, but they'll keep it, and they'll try to see you at the same time and kind of like burn the candle at both ends just so they can kind of be with you, because I do feel like they have a lot of bond with you. But I also also like they might just still want to gratify their needs with you and be, basically receiving the awesomeness of you. And so they might have a hard time waiting, is the thing. They might not want to wait for a situation to end before they come forward for you. So they might kind of just like push it and do it anyway. So there are these two time frames. And with the Ace of Pentacles, what it means when I say solid offer, it would mean, could it be that they come forward with a commitment? Could it be that they come forward with an apology? Could it be that they come forward with, some kind of offer, some kind of date, some kind of conversation? They want to give you something real. Is that Ace of Coins is giving you something valuable, giving you something real. Most likely it's usually commitment though. So there is that. So it might be monogamy for some of you. It might be a wedding ring for some of you. So it depends. And it might be that maybe dating for a year and then proposing in, 12 months or something is super appropriate for this connection. Or it might be that, like, for others of you watching, that like maybe they don't come forward and ask you out for a year, So it depends on kind of where you're at in your individual situations. But I am going to now go to your next oracle deck. So this is kind of verification of this is your pile. And if this resonates with you, feel free to keep watching. We're going to see a little bit more now about what will they realize about you and about themselves towards you in the future. So I got the messages from Divine Masculine. Regardless of the gender of your person, these are very profound messages which show their vulnerability, and it will really show like what they realize. So we're going to do 5. This is so funny. I'm doing it totally different than pile 1, but this intuitively is interesting. And there is 1 card that is in reverse and 4 cards that are upright. So they're going to have a little bit of a hard time realizing this, but the others they're going to realize much easier and more fully. So these are some things that they're realizing about themselves as they're doing the reflecting and maybe even the shadow work. So, okay, here's the thing. What's hard for them to realize, or what they might repress or push away as it's making their way into their consciousness. Taking the time to learn my karmic lessons. I don't think your person wants to learn their lesson. I think your person doesn't want to learn that, especially to receive their karma. So for whatever reason, I feel like your person might be a little naughty, and they might have done some things, or, have a little bit of like a past or whatever. So I think your person does not want to learn their lessons. Now, I feel like they are very open to like understanding themselves, but I also feel like that because I do feel that, but I also feel like that there's a little bit of them that's a little bit like running from like some particular lessons, or they might think like, oh wow, this might be like negative karma if I do this thing. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I want it though. It's kind of like that kind of thing. So they might feel a little bit about like, oh, if I make this action, it's negative karma, or this isn't the best choice for me because it's maybe doesn't serve me. It's bad for like whatever, it's toxic. But they'd be like, yeah, but I don't want. Kind of when you're like, I really, really shouldn't eat that. But then you're like, oh, fuck it. And then you do it, that kind of thing. So they might be a little bit of like, I don't think your person does very well with like self-deprivation. I think your person likes to indulge. Now, what they have an easy time realizing, and I do feel this very strongly for your person, is it's important for me to obtain financial stability. Now, this will pertain to you guys together. So it does seem like they very, very much want to focus on their finances. Now, that can be finances between the two of you, like shared finances. If you guys live together, you pay bills together, that sort of thing. It might be that they need to focus on they realize that they want to focus more on earning income than this. If there is a difficult work situation that is going on in this, in your person's life that affects this connection, they might prioritize the work over your needs or what's going on in this connection, or they might realize like, I really, really just need to earn some income. I mean, and maybe honestly they do, and maybe it's a very dire financial strait that they, have been going through that they need to like fix. So maybe it's very valid that they focus on that more. And maybe that is the thing that's ongoing where they burn themselves out a little bit to be with you and also deal with the finances. So I feel like there's a little bit of a juggling thing that they need to figure out. But they definitely feel like it's easy for them to understand and accept that they need to focus on their money. You are my guiding light, so don't ever stop shining. Your person definitely realizes that you are a beautiful angel. Your person definitely realizes that you are somebody that shines with a light and a beauty that surpasses so many. And I feel like your person realizes like the beauty of you, the goodness of you, the divinity inside of you. They realize like all of your essence and beautiful like purity. That's easy for them to realize, and what they will realize. Interesting. If your person is in a relationship now with somebody else, if there's a third party going on, they will realize that their relationship is over. So it says, my relationship with the karmic has finally ended. So, and that's interesting how taking time to learn karmic lessons. So if they need to learn lessons from a relationship that they're currently in that's not you, or even a previous relationship that has taught them things, I feel like maybe they're repeating past cycles. They're repeating the same patterns that they've done in every other relationship they've had, that kind of thing. And so maybe they're realizing, I need to stop acting this way, but they have a hard time stopping acting that way. So it's interesting. And then, yes, so it does seem like if there are karmic lessons with that past person or with the person they're even with now, it seems like that they're realizing that that relationship is over. And so there is that, but maybe they're not really learning the lesson from it. So maybe they're breaking up with that person, or they've broken up with that person, but they're still not really learning like what that person told them at the end. Like, hey, this is who you are, that's not good. And the piece of you that's, you need to stop. And they're all like, yeah, but I'm not stopping, or yes, but they still have that toxic trait, or, they have a little bit of a hard time. But I do like how, if they were in a relationship before, or maybe even like their last relationship before you, it seems like they're realizing that like any relationships they've had before, or even a current relationship with somebody else, that it is over. So they might have thought like, oh, should I keep going with my ex? Or, oh, should I keep going with my relationship or be with pile 2? Then I think that they finally are like, no, it's 1,000% done. Like there is no saving it. It's absolutely finished. It's absolutely complete. And that might be, for some of you watching, the thing that's been ongoing. It might be a financial thing that's been ongoing. It might be a relationship with someone else that's been ongoing, but something that has been ongoing that they need to juggle better. Yeah. And because it has ended, and because they finally have that realization, they also realize that they're not interested in pursuing other options, and they only want to remain loyal to you. So they also realize that any previous relationships or even current relationships that are done, and they're going to realize this in the future, that they finally want to be loyal to you, or they really truly want to be with you. And that is also what that Ace of Pentacles represents. That tangible offer they want to give you is also their loyalty, or is also a relationship. So let's see exactly when it comes to this. When will they realize this? Because for some of you watching in third parties, or if this person is healing from their ex, you might be very interested in knowing like, well, when will that be? When are they going to realize this realization? So for some of you, okay, for most of you watching, it's going to be in April. Now I'm releasing this in March. So I would say for most of you watching, if you're watching it now, it is going to be like within 1 month, they might realize this. So this is not too far off. So this is within a 3-month mark. For others of you watching, April might be a little farther away. So for a timeless reading, for those of people that are watching timeless, what time frame would this be for them? Within 6 months. Okay, perfect. So for some of you watching timeless, like that makes sense. So if some of you are watching in the fall, April is within 6 months. So for some of you watching, again, Pisces season is represented by the fish. So it still could be March, Pisces season, or end of February. For those of you that are watching that are not watching this when I'm releasing it in March. So it still might be March that they're realizing this. Or it might be within a 6-month mark. So see what resonates more with you and what feels better in your body. And those are only for those of you that know that your person is dating somebody else. Now, It may not be that the person's in a commitment with that other person. It might be that they're dating around, or they're not ready to settle down, or that sort of thing. But that is going to be when they're finally ready to be loyal to you. So there is that. And for those of you that are watching it, when I'm releasing it, it's more next month. So, cool. All right. That's not too far. So that's good. All right. Now let's see. We're going to look at, now here's where your person has a little bit of trouble dealing with their shadows. This is the shadows. So there is this. So let's see here. Now, what are they realizing? Okay, this is sideways. So they are realizing, or will realize this more so than just planting a seed. Maybe halfway. They're going to realize this halfway, but definitely not all the way. So they will realize they're going to be more open to receiving it than pushing it away for the majority of the time. But there still will be a little bit of a tricky energy there. And they fully realize all of these. So that's cool. And there is one shadow in there. There's one shadow that they're going to be able to realize. And the other shadows of themselves are kind of like, no. They're kind of like having a hard time. So what is 50-50 for them is a light message. It's not a shadow. I feel your presence every day. Okay, so they realize that they still feel you with them emotionally and energetically, but for some of you, you may remove yourselves. And if that's the case, or if they have had to take time away to think, they may not feel your presence every single day. They might feel your presence on most days, or on like half of the days of the week, but not all of it. Now, what this could be is, like, let's say you guys are dating and you guys do spend physical time together and you're not in separation. It might be that they feel your presence half of the week. So maybe they see you, but, you know, and they're still going on dates with you, but, you know, they're able to spend time with you, maybe like a 50% less than they are now if you guys are dating, or maybe they, you know, are going to try to see you 50% more than they have, because there's still that ongoing situation that's taking up time. But I do feel like for most of you watching, your person feels your presence a lot of the time, most of the time. Now, what they fully realize, I want you to believe in me again. I get a very strong intuitive hit that your person has probably messed up in some way. They've probably done something that has broken the trust, or that has made you not believe in them. And they do realize that they want to earn your trust, and they want you to trust them. And I feel like they realize that they have done something shady, or they've done something that has hurt you, or they've done something that hasn't worked out well for this connection, or that's hurt this connection, and they want to fix it. I mean, that's where the apology and the forgiveness card comes in. So I really do feel like they're really going to like try to like make up for it. And I get shadow. So the part that they are realizing, I'm confused. Yes, so that's true. We did get a lot of cards that represented that they don't have clarity. They are confused. They're still trying to figure some things out. And it says, I'm confused. I don't know if this will work. So they are very, very, what they will realize is they will realize how confused they are, how much they don't have clarity, and how they're not sure, like, how is this going to work between us? So they do realize that they are going to need to make some, you know, some choices, or like make some solutions. But the thing is if they're not open to you also fixing it, you know, co-creating together, to collaborate together, to make some choices together, and that they're the one, they want to be the one to make all the choices, then they might be like at a loss, because they're having a hard time finding a solution when maybe you have some really good input, but they don't want you to choose because they want to do it themselves, or they don't want somebody else to take away the control. So there is that. Then it says, you're always in my heart, even though I'm not in touch. So they realize just how much they love you, how much you are in their heart, if some of you are in separation, I would say even in separation, or how much they have love for you, even if they are doing this other situation that's ongoing, or how much they love you, even if they're in another relationship. So I would say that they realize how much love they have for you. And they realize that even during the times where they're busy, or even during the times that they are not in touch with you, or even during the times when you guys are not in contact or in separation. So that is actually very powerful. And they realize that they still love you deeply. And I want to show you who I really am, finally. And maybe it's more like they want to correct a perception that maybe you have of them that's not correct. So I do feel like they would like for you to get to know the real them. I feel like they want to be able to be transparent with you. And that's what's so great about the card that we got about the mask being in reverse. Like, they don't want to be a mystery. I think they feel like they're kind of transparent, but they know they haven't really opened up about like everything vulnerable. But I feel like they think that you have a pretty good idea about them. But I think that maybe they think higher of themselves than you think of them, though. There's a little bit of that. But I do feel like they want to open up more to you and be more vulnerable to you and let you in more. And they will realize this. So that's cool. All right. Now we're going to go to Ocean of Emotion. So what emotions will they realize that they feel about you in the, let's say, near future? Okay, I won't take reverse. Actually, I will. This is in reverse. I will take it actually in reverse because this is actually interesting that it's in reverse. Okay, so. Okay. Oh. Wow. Okay, so the only two cards that are upright for you are actually very powerful. So number one, what they're going to realize is they're going to realize how lonely they are without you. So they're really going to feel your absence. What's interesting is because the I feel your presence every day is 50-50, they're going to realize also they feel your absence half the time too, or during the times when they do feel your absence and don't feel your presence, but they feel very lonely. And that might be interesting for them. That might add to their confusion, or that might add to eventually their clarity. But it does seem like, because they do realize that their heart is with you. So I do feel like in this situation that they're going to realize how lonely they are without you. And that, and this is an upright for you, is going to realize how much they want to give you an apology and how much they want your forgiveness and how much they want you to believe in them again, because this is a surrender. Can we forgive and forget? So this leads to them wanting your forgiveness. So when they feel lonely without you, that is going to lead to them wanting to give you an apology. And that is what we did see in your what they will realize in the next 3 months. So that is cool. And that is why maybe for some of you in April, this person comes forward because they're realizing how lonely they are without you. And when they realize that their relationship is finally ended, or if for some of them in third parties. So it all kind of is based on like whatever situation you're going through. But I do feel like that there are a lot of contributing factors to external circumstances, but the heart of it is kind of the same across the board with you guys. So that's good. Now, what they also will realize is how when they are with you, their anxiety goes away. So this is a card of anxious. So they feel lonely and anxious without you. Maybe anxiety because they're afraid they will lose you, because they are just starting to realize that you have other options, but they don't want, and I feel like the part of them is like, they don't want to see it. They don't want to know. It might suck for them to have to admit that or to like experience that for them, because I think that's where they're going to feel anxiety like with that. So they don't think they want to like lose you in that way. So I think they might be a little bit in denial, like, oh, I'm not going to like, I don't want to even think about pile one being with other options. Like, I can't even think about them having other options, that kind of thing. So I do feel like your person realizes that when they're with you, their anxiety goes away, but without you, they might feel a little anxious. And it says, I can't sleep, I can't eat, I don't have any inner peace. So I feel like without you, they might start to realize that actually like this anxiety makes them not be able to eat or sleep very well. So they might realize that if they lost you, they would not have a lot of inner peace. And I think the reason why they have inner peace to the level that they do at the moment is because they don't believe that they will lose you. They believe that even if they take their time or do something else, that they can just come back to you at any moment and that you'll still be there because they have not chosen to end this. So that's very interesting. Now, this is a card that we had gotten before. So this is additional confirmation, is that they are having a very hard time listening to their intuition. So they're going to realize a little bit, again, like we saw, oh, I need to listen to my intuition, but then they're going to negate it because they're going to just want to have what they want. So there's a little bit of this where they're like, a little bit like I need to listen to my feelings, but I actually am not gonna, I'm just going to take it. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to, act on whatever I want to act on. So there is this. And so the reason why they're starting to have the beginning of maybe needing to trust your inner knowing their inner knowing. I feel like that they are like, but I don't want to know what I know. That's not cool, especially if part of their intuition is that like you could have other people, or you could move on, or you could leave them. They would be all like, oh no, I don't like, that's uncomfortable. I'm not feeling that. That's not good. I'm not going to trust that knowing, because they might know that you could leave, and they may be like, oh, that I can't feel that. Oh, I can't feel that. And I get distracted. I can't get my mind off you, and that's in reverse. I do feel like they might be distracted with other things, and that is when they aren't thinking of you, or when they're directing their energy towards other things, they may feel like, I can't obsess about pile 2. I have to push that off to the side. I might begin to realize that I keep thinking about pile 2, but I have to push it away because I can't think about pile 2 because I need to get things done, and I can't let my mind obsess about pile 2. I have to push them away. So they might feel like that there is that, where they start to begin to realize that they keep thinking about you, and that they have a hard time identifying, acknowledging, and accepting that, so they push it away. And then passion, you make me feel things I can't even describe. So that's in reverse as well. So they might even feel like, I can't even acknowledge the fact, I'm starting to realize that I feel so much passion for pile 2, but that again is intrusive. I need to push that away right now. So I feel like your person also feels like the passion that I feel for pile 2 is definitely there, but I need to like put it on the back burner because there's stuff I need to do right now. So they realize they feel passion for you, and that they keep thinking about you, and that they are distracted by you, and they need to like push it away. So they only have like the beginnings of realizing that in the future. So, but beginnings are good. Beginnings can grow. All right, but that's slower for them to accept it. Now I have Untold Truths of the Heart Oracle and the Hidden Truth Oracle. So I'm going to take this time now to ask you for a favor. If you guys could please like the video, and if you guys could comment, even if it's just an emoji, that would really help the channel, and that would help the algorithm. So I really appreciate that very, very much. And if you guys want to subscribe, if you haven't subscribed already, that will help you because it will let you know any notifications when I release new videos. So that would be awesome. So if you guys could do that at this time, that would be great. Also, if you guys have any special requests, I can make some videos for you about you and your person. If you want to leave in the comments section what you want to know about your relationship or about your connection with your person, I can make a video for you on that. And if you guys want a private reading from me, feel free to go to the description box. My information is on there, and I'm available for private readings if you want to book a reading. And my website is fairyastrology.com. So you guys can go on there, and I can give you a reading over Zoom or FaceTime or the phone. And that would be awesome. All right. So feel free to see now. All right. So do I want to have them fall out, or do I want to pick 5? I think I want to pick 5. All right. So this is what your person will realize about you in the future. Let's see. So these are upright. This is in reverse. Okay, so they're gonna realize very easily these. This one is a little harder for them to realize. So they will realize unspoken. Yes. Okay. So regret. I have to see it with a little bit more light. Okay. Yeah. Regret. Best wishes. Oh. Lost wishes. Oh, lost words. Okay, I'm going to take all those hits though. And disappointment. Okay, so your person is going to realize fully that they have regrets about how they handled this connection, and they're going to realize that they probably fumbled you. They're also going to realize that they have not said certain words to you that you need to hear or that could help in this connection. They're also going to fully realize like the things that they should have said. They're also going to realize that some of them feel like with best wishes, if they have let you go or you have let them go, that they do wish you well, and they realize that they want you to be happy and they want you to have good things. But for others of you, they feel like lost wishes. They feel like maybe you were a wish come true and that they lost you. Or they might start to, no, because this is the fully realizing. So for some of you, they fully realize that they have lost you. And for others of you, they're going to realize how disappointed they are to not have you. So there is this. So they're going to fully realize this in the future. Now, this might be far future, but it seems like that they will realize this. And then I get epiphany. This is great. Realization, understanding, and awakening. This is going to be probably one of the most powerful epiphanies that they will get, So I would say that that's why the Epiphany card is close to this. So really, the fact that they haven't said what they should have said to you is going to be probably one of the biggest epiphanies that they will get. So that is actually very interesting. What they're having a hard time realizing, or what they will realize only a little bit in the future, is running. So they might have a hard time realizing that they've actually maybe been running from this connection. So with it in reverse, they might feel like, and actually they might feel like they need to chase you. They might realize, oh, I need to chase pile 2 now. And they might realize like a little bit like, oh, I think I've been running from this. Oh, I need to chase them. I need to pursue them. So I do feel like they're going to try to pursue you, which is great. And I get ghosting, disappearing, and invisible, especially if they've ghosted you or they've disappeared on you, or if you're in no contact, or if they've been invisible to you or not let you have access to them, they will re-pursue you. So that is great. So they're going to realize this. What they will also realize is nourish, self-harmony, soul growth, and comfort. So they're going to realize just how nourishing you are, just how much you comfort them, how much you soothe their anxiety, how much their soul could grow just by being in your presence, because you are their guiding light. And they do realize this, or will realize this, and how much harmony they feel internally when they're with you. So they feel good when they're with you. They feel calm and peaceful when they're with you. They don't feel like chaotic. You are like a nurturing energy to them. And beginning, new directions, fresh start, and chance. And they realize this fully. So eventually they will finally realize that they would like to have a new beginning with you. And that is the Ace of Pentacles. So for some of you, it's in about a month of time. For others of you, it might be within 6 months of time. And then for others of you, it might be within a year. But that's more like maybe a higher level of commitment, or like a marriage type thing. So that's more kind of like if you're building up to that they could give you that ring or whatever later. But I would say for most of you, the new beginning is going to start within a month. For others of you, within 6 months, that's like if your person is like really, really resistant, and then, or like has like a very committed long-term thing that they need to get out of, like let's say a degree for school, or they're going to come back in 6 months after traveling or whatever. So it's like if there's like some commitment thing that needs to end, that is going to go for like 6 months. And then obviously for others of you, if you're building up to the year. So final message for you, pile 2, what your person is finally realizing about this connection. We'll do 5. So what they will finally realize, they have 2 cards that are easy, and then 3 cards that are still a little hard. So what's still a little hard is they realize that they look for you, but then they get distracted by other things and maybe they redirect their energy. So they start to realize the beginning stage of like, wow, I do look for pile 2, but I mean, I don't know. I guess pile 2 is not here. They start to realize a little bit that they actually do kind of like start to look around for you if they're like out and about. Or even if they are at a distance from you geographically, they might look at your social media. So they might be like, wow, you know what? I do actually check that a lot. Or I do check up on pile 2 a lot. Or, I do look for them a lot. But then they don't give that too much credit. They kind of like go on with their life. I wish I could share my good news with you. So they start to get a couple of thoughts where they're like, oh, I wish I could tell this to pile 2, but I guess I can't. Or, oh, you know what? Maybe I should say this to pile 2. Or, maybe I have good news. I should talk to pile 2, but I don't know. That kind of thing. And then a couple of little bit of inklings for those of you in no contact or in separation, when they realize a little bit that they need to chase you, I get we will be together again. So they have a thought of wanting to be together with you, or for those of you in separation. And they think, like, we will be together. They have confidence in that, but then maybe they have some doubts. They're like, we will, but I don't know. I don't know if maybe we can make it work, or I don't know how I'm able to execute this, So I feel like they're a little bit like, we will be together again, but I'm not sure. But they do start to think of the beginning of like, I want to be with pile 2. We will. I will make this happen. We'll be together because I'll make it happen. And they're going to start to have beginnings of that. But again, I feel like they might think they have to put it off into the future. And then what they realize, and that's so funny, is they're finally going to completely realize. So they have the beginning of it, and then down the road they have more of a completed, is I can't stop thinking about you. So where that was distracted and it was in reverse, they're going to realize like, no, wait, no, I really can't stop thinking about pile 2. So if they're in denial or resisting that realization, that will finally fully realize. So that's something that is slower to realize, but will completely realize. So that is amazing. And then I am grateful for the spiritual lesson. So good, good, good. So where they're also a little bit were in resistance to taking the time to learn their karmic lessons, they're finally going to realize like, actually, no, I'm really grateful that this happened. Yes, okay. I am glad when I finally am able to let myself learn my lessons, then actually I'm really grateful and glad that it happened. So that is fantastic. All right, pile 2. Well, that is your reading today. I hope that helps you. Again, if you want a private reading from me, let me know. I'm always here for you, and I will see you in the next video. I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys. Hi, pile 3. Welcome to your reading today, where we are focusing on what will your person realize about you in the future. So what's really cool is when people have realizations and epiphanies along the way, we always kind of want to know, like, wow, were they ever going to realize this thing? Will they ever know this thing? Will they ever have self-awareness about this? Or will they realize my importance to them? Like we have a lot of realizations about like, you know, or wishes for like what we wish that they would realize. And so today we are going to look at what will they realize about you. So that is amazing. I've picked a beautiful crystal for you, which is this beautiful brown smoky quartz. I feel like it goes very nicely with the intro to the video, which is kind of very zen with the Buddha and the, you know, succulents and everything. I also like how it matches your deck. This deck is called the Dark Mansion Tarot, which is very cool. Kind of reminds me of like Tim Burton in a way. And smoky quartz is a beautiful crystal for past life connection. So you might feel, or your person might even realize in the future, your past lives together or your deep spiritual connection from other lifetimes. So that is beautiful. So I will put this beautiful, gorgeous, shiny, smoky quartz in the frame for you so you guys can see it. So that is beautiful. Excellent. I like it. Okay. Now we have, I'm going to use this to do a little bit of like, I want to know a little bit about what's going on in this connection with your person. And then we're going to do a relationship spread to see like, what are they starting to realize? So I'm going to do 5 cards and I will take reversals. So I'm going to see what is your person going through right now, which will kind of be a way for you to verify what is going on between you and your person, and if this is your pile. So if this doesn't resonate with you, you might want to pick pile 1 or pile 2. So let's see. Okay, so this card is in reverse. So your person might realize, or your person is perceiving this connection like you guys are not in conversation. So you guys might be in separation or no contact. The 8 of Wands is usually about communication and things speeding up, but it seems like your person might be realizing or might be perceiving this connection where you guys are not talking to each other. Then I get, and you might have curly red hair watching, or they might. Then I get 7 of Cups. Your person is perceiving you guys as not having a commitment with each other. They might look at you guys as not being together. So you guys might not be committed. You might not have monogamy, or you might not actually even be in each other's lives right now. So 7 of Cups. They perceive this connection where they are trying to do the right thing. They're trying to have integrity. They might look at you or being with you as the wrong thing, or they might feel like they have to get rid of their integrity to be with you. So the 7 of Swords is usually called the thief in the night. So it seems like your person might feel like they are betraying somebody in their life if they choose to be with you. They also might look at it like they really, really trust you. And I feel like they trust you a lot because usually the 7 of Swords upright is like a betrayal or not having trust. So they look at it like they can really trust you with their secrets and who they are, and there is like a bond there. I get the 8 of Cups in reverse. I feel like they don't want to walk away. So if you guys are separated or you guys are in no contact, I feel like they don't want to walk away from you, and because it's in reverse, they might actually even return to you or walk back. So there is that. And I get the Empress in reverse. They might feel like, for whatever reason, you can't be lovers, or you can't be their divine feminine, or that you can't, or maybe you haven't been it yet. Maybe they feel like, well, we're not together. This person is not my spouse. This person is not my romantic partner yet. You know, that you guys might be in a before the relationship happened stage, or you guys might be in after the relationship happened phase, or you guys might even be in a we've never been together phase. So there is a little bit of that. So they look at it like maybe you could be in their life. They would love for you to be in their life like that with the Venus and the Empress, but that you are not that. So they might look at it like, nope. And also they might look at it like somebody else is in their life if you know that this person's in a relationship. So this might be that somebody else is their Empress, or somebody else is in their priority, and you haven't been able to have that role yet, or they haven't been able to be available to give you that role. So now we're going to look at you guys in your relationship dynamics, and we're going to see what have they realized already. What are they realizing at this current moment? And what will they realize in the future? And we're going to see, how do you perceive this connection? So if this resonates with you so far, keep watching, because this is further verification if this is your pile. So we're going to see 3 cards on your side to see how are you perceiving this connection right now from your point of view. 3 cards for what have they been realizing in this current moment. So what are they realizing currently now, today? 3 cards for what have they already realized in the past. 3 cards for what will they realize within the next 3 months. And 3 cards, 1 card, for what will they realize in the future. Okay, so how are you perceiving this connection at the moment? I am going to take reversals, especially on this side, will give me a little bit more information about what's going on from your point of view. And the reversals in what they're realizing, which is this section, is going to be, if the card is upright, it means that they have fully realized it. If the card is in reverse, it means they're just beginning to realize it, but only the start of that. Okay, so you're perceiving this connection as you really want to be in a relationship with them, but you know that you guys are not. I get the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, which are the divine pair, the King and Queen together, but they're both in reverse. So you're looking at it like, wow, we would be the best relationship ever, but we're not together. You're looking at it like, I would choose them, and I feel like they would even choose me, but we're not choosing each other, or we're not together. Or you might feel like you guys are in a commitment together, you guys have chosen each other, but you guys are not in alignment. That you guys are maybe going through tough times, or maybe you guys aren't seeing each other clearly. The swords are usually about clarity, but because they're in reverse, you might be like, I don't even know if I know my person. And maybe my person doesn't even really know me. And it might be that you guys just don't really understand each other, or know what each other's going through right now. Or there might be like some mystery and like some like clarity that needs to happen. And you might feel like, wow, I just don't have clarity right now about this. So there's a little bit of that. You also might feel like usually the swords cards are also communication cards. And with them both being in reverse, you might be like, we're just not talking to each other. Both of us are not talking to each other. But I also get that you feel like there's a lot of hope in this connection, and there's a lot of willingness to work with your person, because I get 3 of Pentacles. So I do also feel like you're ready and willing and would like to really co-create and collaborate with them. You're wanting to work together on this connection, especially if you guys are out of alignment but together. You might really want to work through this so that you guys can be really like upright now, like you want to fix it. So there is that, and that you would be willing and wanting to and hopeful to see if you guys could like understand each other, and if you guys could communicate to each other, and you would like for that to happen. Now, on your person's side, what are they currently realizing even today? So in the current moment. Okay, so all 3 cards are upright, which is great. So they have a lot of clarity about this situation or about what they want. So first of all, I get 8 of Pentacles. They already realize, or they are realizing currently, that they would like to work on this partnership with you. So the 3 of Pentacles and the 8 of Pentacles are similar in the way that you both want to work on this partnership. You both want to put effort into this connection. They want to put more consistency in, and you want to work as a team together. So that's actually wonderful. And the 8 of Pentacles represents stability and being able to make something concrete, tangible, and real. So that is fantastic. And I'm getting the World. It seems like your person is realizing that you guys had ended it in the past where you guys are not together, or they have stepped away and taken space. But it seems like, which seems like it's an ending also. But your person realizes that maybe they've contributed to this, or that it's their fault, or they want to take accountability or responsibility for it, or that they realize that their actions of taking space or walking away or having distance or having separation are, contributing to this. I don't think you guys are together. And I get the Eight of Swords. Your person is realizing that they are stuck or trapped, or they perceive themselves to be, even though this person could free themselves at any time. It seems like your person is feeling like or realizing that they are stuck or trapped or restricted or not able to come forward, or that they want to put in the effort, but that they are trapped and can't by some external circumstance or some additional interference. So there is this, or some sort of like limitation that they can't. And that's why they've had to take space with the world. Now, in the past, what your person has already realized is 2 cards are fully realized and 1 is only the beginning of starting to realize. So 1 card that is so beautiful, they realized that either you guys were in a relationship and it was idyllic and beautiful, or they realized that they wish that they could be with you, or they wanted to be with the 4 of Wands in a committed traditional relationship with you. So they had the realization that they really, really wanted to be your partner. Your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your spouse, your witch. Definitely they wanted to have a very stable one where they were romantic and they were courting you and you guys had a partnership and a commitment and a monogamy and a lovely relationship. They also had this very full realization that they were too burdened or that they had too much on their plate to be able to make it happen. So they wanted to absolutely show up for you in this partnership way. And they realized with the 10 of Wands, they had way too many sticks, way too many burdens to carry for them to be able to be available for you for that. So they realized they were unavailable, but they also realized that they felt from their point of view that you guys had a soul contract and a life purpose together, and that they really, really felt drawn to you, and that they really felt like you guys should have been in a relationship together, or really, really felt the relationship you guys were in together if you guys were together. I kind of feel like you guys maybe never had the chance to be together, but I also feel like they really felt strongly drawn to you and that they really felt like they should have, could have, or would have wanted to have this with you. And they felt like, for some of you watching, your person is already in a pre-existing relationship when they met you, because I get the 9 of Pentacles, which is the card of being single, but it's in reverse. So maybe they were like, but pile 3 is not single, or but I am not single. So they might have realized like, I want to be with pile 3, but one of us or both of us is not single, so they can't. And that's why they were like, I am drawn to pile 3 to be in a major relationship that is super serious, but one of us or both of us are not single and I can't. That kind of energy. Or they might have felt, if there was no third party involved, that they were like, but my career interferes with this, or my financial lack, or not having money, or some kind of financial obstacle is interfering with this. Now, what they will realize about you in the future is very slow. It seems like within the next 3 months, they are only going to have tiny little epiphanies. But their epiphanies are helpful. And little seeds of an epiphany can grow to be bigger. And they have made some realizations and epiphanies about your connection already so far. So that is also helpful. So number 1, they're going to realize with the Sun in reverse that they have so much happiness when they are with you, but if they can't be with you, they're going to be kind of miserable. They will be very sad, like the sun is not shining in their life. So they will start to have a little beginning realization of that, but then they'll either push it away, or they will live their life, or they will like try to deny it or repress it, or it will come to the forefront of their mind and then they will like be like, I can't deal with this. So maybe it'll be hard for them to accept, or maybe they will be very busy in their life and distracted by things, and it will start to have an epiphany and then it will like float off. They will also, and this is going to be within 3 months' time, so this is pretty soon, near future. I get Justice in reverse. They are going to keep having a realization that they would like to have a commitment with you, where justice is always commitment. They would like to do the right thing with you. They would like to have honor and integrity with you. They want to be able to honor you and this connection. And then they're going to feel like, oh, but I can't, or oh, but I'm limited, or oh, I have too many distractions, or oh, I have too much responsibility in my life, all this. And this card comes up again, which is interesting, where they're feeling with the Eight of Cups, with it in reverse. They're going to think, I've walked away from pile 3, but I want to return. And that might be a fleeting thought. They're like, oh, I should contact pile 3. Oh, I should go back to pile 3. Oh, I should connect with pile 3. And then it'd be a fleeting thought. So they're going to keep thinking, oh, I should, oh, I should, oh, I should. But then they might have a hard time acting on it. Then I get for you guys for a longer term future. This card came back in. They're going to realize, but pile 3 is my Empress. But pile 3 is the ultimate one. And that Four of Wands, where they have fully realized how much of a relationship they want to have with you, but that they couldn't have you before, they're going to realize, now I can have pile 3. So your person seems like they might be really, really limited, really, really stuck or trapped in something or restricted by something external and large that is a huge responsibility or weight on them with the Ten of Wands. And it seems like, and especially if this person is not single or if you're not single, they're going to feel like there's a very real world block to the two of you being together. But I love that they are not going to be able to deny the truth that you are this Empress to them, and they're going to continue to keep trying to come in, because the Empress represents the ultimate ideal partner, and they're just really going to realize and have a hard time pushing it away, and then they're finally not going to be able to deny anymore how much you are the one. So that is actually really, really cool. So if this feels like your person, and this feels like your pile, feel free to keep watching. If not, you might want to check out pile 1 or pile 2, but this is where I am going to start from. And we're going to start to see some more cards in regards to what will they realize about you. And I wasn't going to do this because I have not gone back to this card deck for the other piles, but I will with you. I'm going to use the Hermit Tarot, and I'm going to see what will they realize in the future, and then I will go do all those other oracles that I have set out. So what will pile 3's person realize about pile 3 in the near future? Let's even say within 3 months' time, maybe a little beyond 3 months. What will pile 3's person realize? Okay, so upright or not, they will realize that they still need space. And that might be something that's hard, because they have the beginning of the realization of, I want to return to pile 3, I want to come back in. But the bigger realization, because this is upright and it's full, they will realize, but I can't yet. Or, but I need space though. Or I need to take space. Or I can't come forward to pile 3. So this is actually, this realization outweighs the beginning of the epiphany of wanting to come back. So they might think, I want to come back, and then they'd be like, but no. And then this is a much, much stronger one, which kind of keeps them away. At least for now. At least for this time period. And then I want you to choose. They might think like, oh, I want space. I want pile 3 to come to me. If pile 3 needs me, they need to contact me. Or I really want them to choose. I really want them to come back in. I really want them to choose me. And so they might think like, I want to come back to pile 3. But no, I would much rather pile 3 come back to me. And I think I'm just going to take space until pile 3 comes back in and shows me interest, or shows me that they want me to, or that kind of thing. And then I get your family won't like me. They might be a little worried that like your family won't like them for some reason. They feel like this is a full epiphany. They may be like, oh no, pile 3's family is not going to like me. For either maybe religious reasons, maybe political reasons, maybe moral choice reasons, maybe career reasons, money reasons. Like for whatever reason, they might feel like pile 3's family is not going to accept or like me who I am. And it might just be their own insecurities. I get light. They're going to realize you are so beautiful. You are so wonderful. You are glowing. You are light energy. You are like an angel on earth. They're going to see you as like the ultimate epiphany. And again, eventually we get that they finally do fully see you as the Empress. And so they're going to see you as the ultimate as time goes on. They're also going to be a little worried, have I lost everything? They're going to be a little worried that they've lost you. They're going to realize that, oh my gosh, I don't want to lose pile 3. And they're going to realize that they think they might have lost you. And that is going to make them sad. And they're going to realize I need more balance in my life. because I feel like that they realize that they are too trapped, too restricted, too burdened by a lot of responsibilities and obligations, and they're going to realize they need more balance, they need to fix it, they need to be more available, they need more time for you. So that they fully realize. So it seems like these realizations are fully realized, which is helpful, because every time we have a realization or an epiphany, it allows us to be able to self-correct and make positive choices. So that is good. All right, now I'm going to go to messages from Divine Masculine. So regardless of the gender of your person, this represents the vulnerabilities that we feel inside when it comes to love. So I want to know, what realizations and epiphanies is your person going to have about you, pile 3? Okay, and we will see if they're upright or not. So this is upright, this is not, this is not, this is not. Okay, so what they fully will realize is just how much they are longing for you. They fully will realize their sexual desire towards you, and they will fully realize how much they want to spend time with you and how much they want your physical touch. Because it says, aching to touch and kiss you. And this is fully realized, and this is something that they realize wholly and powerfully. So they absolutely realize just how much they want your physical touch. I feel like it heals them. I feel like they have strong desire for you. And I feel like this epiphany is very much burning inside of them and will burn inside of them. And they have a fleeting thought that they can't stand the idea of you being with someone else. And because they can't stand the idea of you being with someone else, because I feel like they actually are very jealous when it comes to you, I feel like they really just can't stand that thought. They might be like, oh my gosh, pile 3 might be with somebody. Oh, I hate that. Oh, I'm so upset. I can't even think about that. I can't even think about it. So they start to get the realization and they push it aside very fast because it's intolerable for them to feel it. Then, focusing on healing and letting go what no longer serves me, they get the fleeting thought, I should really do some therapy. I should really heal my heart. I should really, let go of toxic things. But they don't. They think like, I should, and then they never do it. They like push it away, they push it away. And that might be what kind of keeps them in a situation that's maybe overly committed or overly responsible, overly restricting of them. And that's kind of what keeps them kind of locked in this way. But they have the beginnings of the epiphanies of these things. And even the beginnings of the epiphanies of these things are helpful, because even seeds will grow to big trees and big plants. Sometimes I pick up the phone and think about calling and texting you, but then I change my mind. Yes. So I would say in this way, layered. I would say that they have the fleeting thought that they should call you, they should come back to you, they should call you, and they change their mind. But with this showing up as their realization, they realize, oh wait, I'm changing my mind. I should actually call pile 3. I should actually text them. I should reach out to them. So I feel like that on one hand, they really want to have you come to them. But on the other hand, I think that they're finally going to start to realize, and again, it's only a little bit, it's only the seeds of it. They're finally going to start to realize that actually, I am going to pick up that phone. I am going to talk to them. I am going to call them. I am going to text them. I am going to message them. So they are going to, I feel like, reach out. So that is actually a good positive change, especially if you guys are in no contact, especially if you guys are in some sort of like dynamic where communication has to happen in this situation, because I did get on your side that you feel like both of you are not talking to each other. Then let's see here. So we're going to look at shadow side, light side messages. What will they realize? So I get a lot, actually. So these are fully realized. These are just bits. These are fully realized. Okay, so they will fully realize, I want the best for you. They fully will realize in the future, they just really want you to be happy. They want you to have good things. They want to celebrate in your successes. They really want to encourage you in life, and they really want like you to be having everything amazing, that you deserve it. They fully will realize how beautiful you are to them, both inside and out. They're going to realize just your gorgeousness, attractiveness, but also they're really going to realize like, wow, you know what? Like, they're such a beautiful soul. What a beautiful human. This is such a wonderful, gorgeous person. And again, that light energy, which light still comes forward and through for this. So they're really going to realize like, wow, actually pile 3 is like an angel. What they're going to have a hard time realizing, but will realize little bits of, I regret my actions towards you. So for some of you, I would say like, well, not for some of you, but I would say like your person's going to realize a teeny bit about like what they regret, and that maybe they taken some action that they regret, or maybe they didn't take action that they should have and they regret it. So they're going to start to have some regrets kind of seep through in their mind, where they're going to be like, wow, I regret this, I regret this. And I can't admit that I'm wrong. But what happens is they're going to be like, but no, I regret that, but that was the right choice. And they're going to kind of keep themselves in a little bit of like, oh, no. I really should have done this, but actually, and then they're going to rationalize it, or they're going to justify it. So there's a little bit of that, because they really can't admit that they're wrong. But then they're going to start to challenge that belief, and they're going to be like, yeah, but like, am I sure? Like, is there really nothing I could have done? They're going to start to challenge it, because they're going to start to realize that maybe they were wrong. And that's going to start to turn the ball around for you guys. But only little bits. That's still slow moving. And then I know it's hard, but please be patient with me. And this is fully realized. So they're really going to realize that they want your patience. They're going to really realize like they know the dynamics between the two of you are hard, but they really hope that you will, be patient with them. And they really hope that you'll be able to be understanding of why they did and, said or thought or didn't say or didn't do the things that they, that happened. I don't know if I can live up to your image of me. So what they're going to really realize is they're going to be like, I don't know, I feel a little inferior to pile 3. I don't know if I can be what pile 3 needs. What if pile 3 wants a baby? What if pile 3 wants a marriage? What if pile 3, and I don't know if I can provide that. What if pile 3 wants a rich person? What if pile 3 wants trips a year that I can't do? Or what if pile 3 wants me to see them every day? Or what if pile 3 wants something that's difficult for me to do? So I think that they're also feeling a little inferior or not quite sure, especially if, let's say, society expects this person to do this sort of thing. Or most people would totally want a person in their life romantically to do this sort of thing. So that's also a little bit of their kind of blocks. All right, now we're going to see Ocean of Emotion, and we're going to see what they will feel about you in the future that will help them that will help them with these epiphanies and realizations that they're going to have about you. So for Ocean of Emotion, what emotions they will feel for you, towards you in the future. So what will your person feel for you? Interesting. Okay, so we got that card, this card as well. These cards are both showing up kind of 50-50. So they are halfway. Okay, your person is feeling very, very wishy-washy in the future emotionally. Ooh, but not about that. That's awesome. This is up. This is up. Okay, so your person in the future emotionally, they are going to realize half of this or feel half of these emotions, but they fully feel these emotions. That's interesting. Okay, so the first one that comes out, integrity. I'm trying to do the right thing. So your person might feel that there's some integrity in this connection, or like they really want to do the right thing. They want to have their integrity. But if their integrity has been holding them back from you, their integrity might weaken a lot. Like if you are a temptation and they can't come forward for you because they're restricted in some way, I feel like they are in the future, they're going to emotionally feel like, well, their integrity might slip a little bit so they can take action on you. Like if they're thinking, I can't come forward for pile 3 because I have a job that makes me not be able to show up for them, and that would be wrong for me to start something with them if I can't really fully be present, they're going to waver on that. If they are, let's say, in a relationship and they can't be with you, they might waver on that. They might be like, oh, I need to be faithful to my partner. I can't come forward for pile 3 because of this. They might start to get very tempted, and that might start to lower their integrity just to be with you. So there's going to be something where they're trying to do the right thing, but it's going to waver. So they're going to be very, I would say, tempted by you. And I get wild. I get 50-50 with this, with wild. So I feel like they're going to feel a little bit more reckless, a little bit more like impulsive towards you. It says nothing can tame a spirit like this. They also, if they've been too wild, too reckless, too like away from you because they are a rolling stone and they've just been like experiencing life and not settling down, they might actually start to be like, you know what, actually, I think I might want to tame a little bit of this wildness. I might want to get a little more domestic. I might want to be with pile 3 in a way that's a little more grounded. Or if they have been restricting themselves because they've been very straight-laced and they're like, no, I can't, I have to do the right thing, they might start to be like, actually, I want to act on it. I want to be impulsive. I want to come towards pile 3. I want to act on my passions. And I get faithful, which is 50-50. So if they're in a relationship and they're holding themselves back from you because they have been with somebody else or they're trying to be with somebody else, that wavers. I'm getting a lot of cards that your person might be in a third party situation and they've been holding themselves back from you because they are married or they have a partner or a girlfriend or a boyfriend or something, and that is all starting to kind of cave in. I feel like they might be starting to give in or come towards you in this way because I get their faithfulness, monogamy, and loyalty being curved because they want you, their integrity being curved because they want you, and their wild energy being like kind of like sparked up 50-50 because they want you. Now, it doesn't mean that they're going to act on it because they do still have integrity, they do still have monogamy, they do still have wildness, you know, or they do still have like that, you know, that energy. But I do feel like there is a wavering, and the only reason why I say that is because of these two cards, which is seductive, which they have realized the full extent of how seductive and hot and tempting you are, and muse, you made me feel alive again. The muse is somebody that inspires the artist. So you are somebody that inspires your person to come forward to or towards you because of how gorgeous you are, how sexy and hot you are, which is what makes their faithfulness slip a bit, which makes their kind of like impulsiveness spark up a bit, and which makes their integrity kind of slip a bit. And they get very tempted towards you because you're very seductive, they feel, and they realize, and they get inspired by you with your sexy hotness. So there is that. And I get hostile, which says I don't want to play this game with you anymore. I feel like this is a war that's going on in their own mind where they're realizing that they're at war with themselves. And this is 50-50. So they don't quite realize it all the way, but they realize it quite a bit, enough for them to really pause and be like, wow, I am really fighting with myself about this. I am really wrestling with my, you know, and in battle with what I am thinking and feeling about pile 3. I really am like warring between doing the right thing and acting on my impulses and my indulgences. So there is that. All right, now we're going to see what the Untold Truth of the Heart Oracle has to say. So I'm going to ask you guys for a favor at this time, if you can. I would love for you guys to like and comment on this video, even if it's just an emoji or something, because that will help boost the algorithm of the channel. That will help me be able to make you more content. That will help the success of this so we can stay alive and I can give you more readings and videos. If you guys have a special request of a video you would like for me to make for you, please leave that in the comment section as well, because I would love to help you in your relationships. And if you guys would like to have a private reading from me, you can access my information in the description box and you can reach out to me and book a private reading, and I will be able to help you with your relationship in more of a specific way that's less generalized for the collective of this pile. So we'll be able to look specifically at what's going on with you and your person, and we'll be able to like really pinpoint some things in a very accurate way, which is awesome. So even more detailed and accurate than even this generalized reading. So we're going to do that. And then also, I think that's it actually. Yes, I think that's, oh yeah. And then if you haven't subscribed, please be a subscriber if you want to, because that will help you get notifications from me of when I release new videos to help you out with your love life. All right. So, untold truths of the heart oracle. What is pile 3's person feeling or will realize towards pile 3 in the future? Interesting. This is, again, a 50-50. And then these cards are actually in reverse. So they're realizing only a little bit, and then they realize this even more so. So that is cool. This they realize fully, or will realize fully. And these are also only little bits. So the kind of theme that I get with your person is having epiphanies, but they are so slow. And that might be because maybe you guys don't spend any time with each other and you guys are not in contact. So maybe these realizations come over time or slowly or more gradual. Or it might be that they have a hard time with their own self-awareness. They might push away things uncomfortable, or they might have a really hard time accepting things. But the thing that they accept 50-50 at least is euphoria, which is chasing thrills, joy, and laughter. So they halfway are going to realize how much euphoria they feel in your presence. They might not realize all of it, because if they're self-restricting, or if there are obstacles, or if there is things that they are in the way, external situations where they can't fully be with you, then they can't fully experience the thrills, the joy, the laughter, the euphoria that you guys could have together, but they definitely experience at least half of that. They experience enough of that. And if you're going to have like a high, half of a high is still a lot of information. So that is still very good. So they are 50-50. They will realize how much euphoria they feel with you. But they will fully realize how much they have been avoiding this connection, how much they've been running away from it, and how much they have maybe been disappearing or ghosting you or being invisible and not being present in your life. Because I do get for most of you guys are either in separation or in no contact, or that you guys are in a situation where they are very, very, very unavailable, and they're very aware of this. All right, what they're having a hard time realizing, or what they will realize only little bits before they get distracted with their life or they have to push it away or be in denial, is heart song. So it seems like they are having kind of glimmers of their love for you, but they are pushing it away. So they have a hard time listening to their heart, or they might feel like they have a hard time prioritizing their heart. I get inner knowing, telepathy, and intuition. They're also having a hard time, but will start to listen to their intuition or hear their intuition. They may not follow their intuition, but they do have some of their inner knowing will creep through. Some of their intuitive hits and telepathy with you and contact with you will seep in. They may have a dream about you. They might have a vision about you or push it away. Or they might feel a pang in their heart for you, or a happiness in their heart for you, and then try to push it away. So it does seem like they will start to have the beginnings of this happen. I also get trapped. Yeah, they're going to start to realize just how exactly trapped they are, but they may not be able to focus on that too much, because they might start to, have to push it away. Or they might start to realize in little bits, in little pieces, just how they can get out of their trapped situation. So that is good, because they don't like feeling stuck and tied down and captive. So I think that they're going to start to realize little bits of how to get out of their trapped situation or how to get stuck. They might try to think about, how can I sneak away? They might start to think about, how can I prioritize more time with pile 3? Or they might try to think gee, you know what? Let's long-term think about, how do I get out of this external situation? And then I get established, family, triumph, and security. They will even have little bits of kind of breakthroughs when it comes to how can they maybe make something more real and concrete and established with you. If there are family dynamics at play, they're a little worried your family won't like them, if you or they have family or kids or dynamics, they might try to think a little bit or have a little bit of an epiphany about oh, how do I fix that? Or how do I navigate around having family dynamics be, work in harmony with me in pile 3. So there is that. And because it says triumph on it, they might start to find some solutions in regards to family, if family is one of the obstacle, if kids are an obstacle in this dynamic. They might start to actually have a couple of breakthroughs where they're able to triumph over it, or they're able to find success in this. So that is awesome. And then finally, with this deck, I get Epiphany. That is actually the biggest epiphany that will help you guys in this connection. So family dynamics might be actually a huge obstacle, or one of the things that's really, really keeping you guys apart. And so that epiphany, now again, they're only getting little bits of this epiphany, but this epiphany will actually help the two of you guys get together for real. So this is actually very beautiful, and they will really, really start to try to, or start to get these realizations. And that is probably the biggest epiphany of this reading. So that's actually very, very helpful. Now, finally, I have your final messages for Hidden Truth Oracle to see with this, with your person. What will your person realize in regards to you? I get that this is in reverse. This is like 75%. So that's actually amazing. This is only a little bit. So again, your person is in, I would say your person might be in high resistance, but not like kind of their fault. They might be in high resistance because they are very, very busy, or they have external circumstances that really do occupy or usurp the majority of their life. So there is this. So what I get for you guys is I get 2 cards that are only little bits. 3 cards that are only little bits. And then 1 card that's like 75% realized. So what they will really realize a lot of, not all the way, but most of, is I am grateful for the spiritual lesson. So they will absolutely realize how grateful they are for you. They are really grateful for everything that you do, that you teach them, that you help them with, that you have in this beautiful, like, they're really, really, really grateful for these lessons. They're really grateful for your help. They're really grateful for your guidance. And I feel like that this is, and any input that you give them, I feel like this is something that is absolutely beautiful. And they are very much realizing this, or will realize this. What they have as little realizations is they really want to feel the happiness with you, the excitement with you again. They really want to feel the good times with you again. But then they like push it away. They're like, oh wow, I really want to be with pile 3. And then they're like, no, I can't. Or, oh, I really, really want to feel like that, like happiness in that day that I was with them. And then they're like, no, I can't. They finally are starting to realize a little bit about how much they feel really lost without you, and how much they maybe have lost their entire sense of self. I feel like your person is really consumed in an external situation that doesn't work for them, and that because of that, they really might have kind of lost who they really are. And I feel like your person really starts to realize, wow, you know what? I really need to really find myself. I really need to like discover myself and who I am. And then it kind of slips away. They're like, it kind of like, you know, they get submerged again in their day-to-day life. And you were the best thing in my life. They really start to realize a little bit about like how amazing you are, how grateful they are to you, and how really you were like the best thing. You really are like an incredible person. And they really start to realize a little bit about like your value and how incredible you are, and how you were like the best thing for them. Because they really wanted a really real, beautiful relationship with you, and they felt like they couldn't have it with you. And they realized like, wow, if I could have been with pile 3 though, if I could have been with them though, I would have had like the best life with them though. Like I would have had the best life. And they realize that, and then of course that's painful, and so they push it away because they can't have it. So they kind of have to like push it to the side, or they have to like focus on like what they really got to get done, or what they really have to do, or their life kind of like takes over, and then they like focus on other things. So they're getting some little realizations for the most part, but I would say they're having a hard time with like complete realizations. But there are some realizations that are pretty big for them, and I feel like that's going to kind of create more of like a kind of like build like a snowball effect for them, like where it kind of builds upon itself. So I feel like that's really, really good. So, all right, pile 3, I hope that helps you. That's what I have for you. If you need me for any reason, feel free to reach out, and I will be here for you, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye, guys.